Alright, hello everyone and welcome to some Rage Forest. We're going to have ACCM versus Ganji getting started in just a moment. Oh, and Somero versus Slam also just suddenly scheduled out of nowhere. So we're going to have their set next. That. The efficiency of the scheduling. So we will start this off, as this is round 4, by taking a look at the standings we have. This is a big set for Team Ganji, because they need to make the playoffs. Right now, they are sitting at 1 and 2. They won 3 teams in their group, Ganji, Lewis, and Slam, who are 1 and 2. ACCM 2 and 1. ACCM wins this set, and I think it's pretty safe that he's through. That'd be some weird math were he not. Barles already is through. His team has gone 3-0 in this Group B. And then Somero Slam would be the second set today. See if they have a draft started. Is post draft. I just trust Nunez to get the draft posted. And Minecraft21, thank you very much for the follow. Koreans and Slavs, the first picks, respectively. And I think we should be just about started. Why is this listed as ACCM versus... Wait a minute. Did I totally get this wrong? Did I totally look at my schedule wrong? I think I did. Why is my draft not loading? Oh, it is ACCM versus Sitaux. Hold on. I have my schedule wrong. Wait a minute. I wrote this is... This isn't a full... This is such a weird thing. The main internet doesn't drop fully. This isn't a full... This is such a weird thing. The main internet doesn't drop fully. See what OBS is able to do to recover. Yeah, this is all network issues. All right, should be back then. So, sorry, I misread my schedule. Hello, Carpfen. We have ACCM versus Sitaux. Sorry, I misread Ganji instead of Sitaux. ACCM versus Sitaux. Both teams are 2 and 1 in Group B. And fighting where I think the same thing is true. Whoever wins should be guaranteed to finish top 4 in the group and make it to the playoffs. Whoever loses is going to be in a bit of trouble. We got 3 teams that are 2 and 1, 3 teams that are 1 and 2. But Ganji's team there, 4 and 5 overall, still ahead of Lewis and Slam. ACCM wins the set, and I think he is safe. Sitaux, I mean, if he wins 2-1, he has 7 wins. I don't think there is any math then where he doesn't get in, because then ACCM would also have 7. Somero is also at 7. He would have to win against Slam. Ganji could win 3-0 and have 8 wins. But then Sitaux should be ahead of ACCM. So yeah, I think no matter what, I think whoever wins gets into the playoffs. So I think we is the back. Okay, I'll keep an eye on that. I don't know if I can do anything about it, but we'll just pray for my ISP. So Scorpion, and we are getting into the game. Looks like they restarted. Looks like they restarted because I see them in the lobby again. It'll take them a minute. So I'll have a bit of a restart and get right back into it. With this, our fourth and final week of the group stage. Playoffs going to start next week. Reminder, we do also have that sub goal. Every 100 subs, I'm going to add another $100 to the prize pool. And we are very close to the first milestone. We're at 82 out of 100. So looking at the civs, priority on the fishing civs of Malay and Dravidians for ACCM. Italians and Huns pretty high for Ganji too. Feels like this is a bunch of lower tier civs for the most part though for the teams. You see Muisca, Inca, Malians, Tupi, Maya, and Wei. All the final 6 civs. ACCM's team honestly has been pretty impressive with me so far. Am I the real T-West? Oh my gosh, it's Panda. How you doing, Panda? How are you doing? Thank you, Tobinger AoE, for the follow. Hello, Red. Welcome in. Gosh, how you doing, Panda? Lovely to see you around. Alright, and here we go. Second time's the charm. No restart now. Enjoying a much needed weekend. Same here. Team Sitaux. Oh, Team Ganji, Team Sitaux. I updated one scoreboard. This is Sitaux. Sorry. Oh, and we have... Wait, I think we're going to have another restart? I'm seeing another restart. Or did I just go out of sync? Grinchy resigned. Well. There you go. My bad. I mistyped the scoreboard. I don't know why I saw ACCM Ganji somewhere earlier. It is Team Sitaux. Having another re. No low confirming. Okay, one more re. It is still an important game for Team Sitaux, no matter what. As I said, I think whoever wins does end up making it into the playoffs. And whoever loses then has to go into tiebreakers. Alright, so here we are. We will have Team ACCM against Team Sitaux. There. So, we will have Nos Zombie over here as the Blue Maya against Margugu as the Orange Malians here to the south, and then in the north it'll be Menunez as the Gray Wei against Sitaux as the Red Wu. Then ACCM and Grinchy will be the pockets for ACCM's team, and Cool Cat and Turs the pockets there for Sitau's team. It'll be Saracens, Warrior Burgundians, Maya against Wu Sicilians, Malians, and Khmer. A couple of bears in the passages already giving Menunez a bit of trouble when he doesn't have Loom. And the bear hitting his vills before Loom comes in. He might have to send that one back. He's down to 20 HP. And he's going to try to do a gate. Goodbye, gate. And he is pushing back Sitau's scouts. So Sitaux not sending vills to fight. In the south, we do have a vill fight. Margugu fighting against Nos Zombie. The lag, that has to be incredible between these two. Let me check. This is our third rematch. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pawns, 3 per team. Margugu will wall his vill, try to save the weak one against the scouts. And the wall not up yet for no zombie. Let me just check what server this is on. This is on West US. So this is France versus Australia in terms of lag here on West US. So this is not going to be a Pleasantville fight for either of them. Team Sitaux, I believe Team Sitaux needs to win this set. And if ACCM loses 1-2, then he might still have a chance with the tiebreakers to make it to the playoffs. He finishes 2-2 overall in sets. So overall right now, ACCM's team is 2-1, Sitau's team is 1-2. But there are 3 such teams, 2-1, 3 teams that are 1-2 in the group right now. So we might go down to a ton of tiebreakers. I mean, we could have a bunch of 2-2 teams finishing, depending on how these sets go. We need Sitaux to win this, and then Somero would have to lose to Slam, and then things get chaotic with the tiebreakers. So we'll have a forward dock here from ACCM. Going to go for the pond. That boar wanted to attack one of those outside villas. Not the cleanest lore from Turs, but on this side it'll be Coolcat as the Chimera docking a pond, and then Turs as the Sicilians docking a pond, and then Sitaux as the Woo. So the one player without the dock will be Margugu. So the pocket's more of the farming civs, but you want them docking anyway. For ACCM's team, ACCM did come forward to dock Menunez's pond, so extra important that Menunez gets these walls up. Menunez could get 6 boars, or ACCM could get 6 boars, depending on who they want to take them, because ACCM does have the bill here. ACCM could go and take all 6 of these. Oh, that would be sick if he did. That would be a nice lure if he did. Now I want to see that. As Margugu still engaged in the Vil fight against No Zombie. No Zombie does get the wall up. Margugu doesn't like it, though. He wants to Vil fight the wall for a bit. And he's actually close to getting through. It's the wall to less than half HP. And No Zombie will work on walling up behind this now. And Menunez... Oh, Menunez does have some boars at the top. There's a bear there. Yeah, so ACCM could take all 6. Then Menunez would still have 3. So actually, ACCM should take all 6 then. Unless he wants Menunez to have 9 boars. Yes, Margugu not just walling this up, he's going to put the lumber camp up. And he might just go for a tower rush then and try to push this back without walling himself. Looking at the idle time so far, 18 seconds to 1 minute 20. The Maya get an extra Vil to make up for that, but so far a bit less idle time for Margugu. He's 1-1 in the KD. ACCM, did he kill one of Margugu's Vils? What, he's 1 kill, No Zombies, 1 loss. That house would be an amazing lumber camp. And up the middle, yeah, this passage is weird. I guess he must have had a scout come down this passage, ACCM. As we'll have, there we go, now we have a boar lore. Triple boar lore from Grinchy. Grinchy doing this without loom. Ooh, just gets the palisade in time. And Vil's gonna block a bit. Oh, he's trying to avoid getting too far from the boars. Oh, nice palisade there, just at the right moment. Doesn't de-aggro the boars. Oh, another nice palisade. This is exactly what he wants. Get those boars right to the town center. 1 more bite on the Vil, but the Vil can tank that. And Vil garrisons. The boars are done. Nice for Grinchy. Nice lore. And here we have Menunez. Talked about those boars. And in the north, he walls in the bear. And we'll be taking all 3 of them. He has loom. That should be a pretty easy lore for him. It's not too far from the TC. He's just about up to feudal. And no towers yet. Those boars still forward. ACCM. ACCM looks like he probably did take some boars. Yeah, he did take 3 of them. So he did take 3 boars that were by that pond at least. Didn't take all 6, but got 3. So Menunez up to feudal. As he's just about bringing his boars in. He can just walk back now. At this point, he's safe. Doesn't have any Vils under the TC for shooting the boars, which could be an issue. As Margugu's going to wall up the passage by Grinchy, it looks like. And no worries for Menunez, though. He's able to get in just fine. We'll stack the boars all on top of each other. But that is a-okay for him. We'll have some walling in the middle from Turs, trying to stay extra safe, as it looks like Turs may have messed up his boar lore. And he'll have 2 boars walking back. Ooh, Turs is only going to get 1. Greenwich, what a player. Yeah, so we'll have walls here. Margugu ready to wall the middle passage towards the enemy. He will wall behind where Grinchy walled and just get in the very far back wall against no zombie. As Turs will be sad only to get 1 single boar. We'll also add in a barracks. So might be doing something aggressive. Sicilians can also just do donjons. They don't necessarily need the barracks. We'll have no zombie going for his own boar lore. Having the best micro on the house foundation. That Vil had to take a bite to go keep shooting the boar. And 10 HP. She can take 2 more hits. She's almost back. Gets the palisade. It's an important palisade to keep that Vil alive. And she can take 1 more hit and get to the TC. Unless zombie let her take the hit, he will. She's down to 4 HP. Boar's got a bit stuck on the straggler tree. Oh, he's got to be careful that the boar doesn't go after the weak Vil. But he's good. Gets it all secured. Turs going back for the other 2 boars as he adds in a stable. And Menunez will take the other 3 boar. Alright, so Menunez will get 6. All the boars being taken, if not all at the same time. And the market will go up for Sitaux. Looks like he and Menunez just get some stone walls. Not really much else they could wall over there. Sitaux could have wanted to be a few tiles forward, so Menunez may be a slightly better wall. But still, it's a fairly narrow passage for them, no matter what. So, tower rush here for Margugu. And the Vils will just try to break through the tower wall. We'll have stone walls there from Grinchy and Margugu. Margugu stone walls the passage. Or Menunez and ACCM don't stone wall this. They leave it palisaded for now. And just fish booms for both pockets. And there'll be Menunez, who doesn't have a fish boom for his team. No zombie did go for a fish boom in his pond. And immediate 3 TC boom for Cool Cat. As we will have a scout forward for Turs. We'll look for maybe more... He's got to do something from the stable now. Whether he wants to go knights in the next stage. We'll try to find a forward Vil. Margugu now stonewalling the final passage. And no one going for a castle drop just yet. Turs does have forward Vil, so he can do a workshop wherever he wants. 3 of your extra boars. So TC for Turs, everyone just booming. What's up, amigo? Hello, bonkers. See if my ISP can reconnect. So 3 TCs here for Menunez. F indeed. Sitaux will come forward for a castle drop. This is so weird. I've dropped from the stream, but not dropped from the game. Alright, I think we're back. GG, I think we're back. I thankfully didn't drop from the game. I'll have a forward castle here from Sitaux. And we're back. Alright, so forward castle from Sitaux. He'll be pushing these walls. That outpost under fire from the castle. And we will have Castle Age on the way for Margugu. We'll have 10 farms for him up to the Castle Age, and no forward workshops from anyone else so far, just a castle from Sitaux, and we'll have defensive walls there for Menunez. And as the woo, Sitaux will be getting some fire archers out. And a few docks on the pond there from ACCM. And Cool Cat comes forward with his scout. Just gonna check out what's going on here. And potential castle drop from Margugu. Castle drop from Margugu. Let's check the stone counts again. No zombie rage to do a defensive castle. So it could be a Maya versus Molly and race to Imp for a Trebor in this passageway. As I have in just a moment, no zombie ready to go up. And no zombie has the fish boom, so he probably would win that race. I don't think Cool Cat's in a position to do really anything there. But on a 4 TC boom already has the Chimera with that dock in the pond too. And he's even adding farms as the Chimera, so... I mean, good farming civ, but he's going to do a farm fish boom combination. Not going to do the only fish boom economy like we've been seeing quite a bit. Hello, Lily. How you doing? And fortified wall immediately for Menunez. 5 layers of fortified wall. And Sitaux can make a lot of fire archers. It'll take him a while to get through here. And Drico81, thank you for the follow. As well as watchtowers up for Menunez. Castle fire being exchanged down here. Castle will get through the palisades and start working on the fortified walls. This Menun is always walling. Walling with 2 towers behind it, too. I'll say, what do the Way have in terms of towers? Can I see that? Capture age. Yeah, they get up to keeps. No arrow slits. No bombard tower. No architecture. I'm missing a couple of upgrades on the towers, but at least they get keeps. Manganella in the workshop, too, so he is prepared. He's prepared for anything. So how does Sitaux play this? Does he actually try to push this, or does he just wall himself so his team can go 3 players on the other side? Cool Cat is the elephant civ. We'll have to decide where to push. And Burgundian Saracens, maybe civs that could struggle against the elephants. Camels don't really kill elephants all that well from the Saracens. And Burgundian Paladins won't be all that good. You kind of don't want your Paladin civ fighting elephants if you can avoid that. Need a lot of halbs from the flank, but if this is just a straight fast imp from no zombie, he won't have the halbs. Sitaux, he's seeing a lot of walls there. He stopped amassing fire archers. Stopping at only 3. And, well, there will be a market up there. What is that? Is that yellow? That's a Cool Cat market. They're getting ready to trade. His Cool Cat's up to imp. Both pockets up to imp on ACCM's team. We'll have a slightly forward castle from Cool Cat. Remember, he can ballista elephant cut wherever he wants. Be it through here. And Grinchy has some vills to wall. He'd have to react and do quite a bit of walling. Does at least have 10 vills. So there's Loom, Handcart, all the upgrades for Cool Cat, and his economy, and his vills. Double workshop for Margugu. And his advantage in this would be the ability to do bombard cannon and do them fairly quickly. Since the universities work faster, he can research chemistry. But there will be around not even 10 seconds of a difference. No zombie slightly faster. No zombie will indeed have the fish, so his economy will be much better. He's got 10 fish traps better than Margugu's. Margugu, though, with the cannon, and with the castle so close to each other. Let's see how he's able to use the cannon, as now we have Turs coming forward with workshops as the Sicilians. Probably wants to go Halbesso. Another castle forward for Cool Cat. We'll see where he tries to put his stables for the elephants. I imagine that's what the Khmer want to do. Go straight to the elite battle elephants. They're already on 114 villagers and 13 fishing ships. But ACCM 134 vills because he has 47 fishing ships. 47. And, well, I guess Mamluk, he could try Mamluks against elephants. That's definitely better than Camel. Let's see how that goes. As he's getting forward castles, and they won't be on the side to fight the elephants. Again, the stone wall here in the middle for Margugu, extra important for making sure ACCM can't just come down here and help out. The way he's putting the castles, ACCM would have to chop through that first. We'll have more walls for Menunez, making sure the entire passage is walled, the entire map is walled, going all the way towards the market in the corner with the walls. And third castle, so maybe it won't be elephants, maybe it'll be just ballista elephant from Cool Cat. That's interesting. I wonder how they do against Mamluks. Trebor here, and it looks like Nuss Zombie might have done his castle a bit too far forward with the Malians able to get the bombard cannon out. And already that is a deficit in terms of castle HP. The Great Wall of the Way for Menunez. Well, we will need someone one of these days to play the Chinese and research Great Wall for us. And there you go, the first castle going down with some repairs Bombard cannon come forward, and they can deal with the Trebs. Now this is big for No Zombie. Can he keep his Trebs repaired? The Vill's going for more walls instead of repairing the Trebs. Then the cannon somehow missed everything there, as he's trying to wall out the Ballista Elephants. And somehow the Trebs stay alive. I don't know how those cannon missed, but the Trebs stay alive. The Ballista Elephant cut is beginning. More fortified walls behind this. Cheaper stone walls for the Maya, so they can throw down a ton of tiles of walls. And the Ballista Elephants, not quite through the house. They can't punch through the house all that well. That might need to be with the cannon target to get the elephants through that house. Oh, there they are. They're through. And siege onagers, or normal onagers, siege onager on the way behind this. As No Zombie's struggling, he's now losing all the walling vills. But at least he has several tiles of wall up. It'll take a couple of volleys from the cannon to break through. But he's almost there. Cat is almost through. 59 HP left. One more volley, and now he has another layer of walls. No Zombie has to wall everything. Casper, thank you very much for the raid. Welcome in to No Zombie, desperately walling out this Ballista Elephant cut. And it looks like they are through, or 51 HP. They're through again. And now No Zombie has to run, and this is a danger because there are 2 fish booms here. This is Grinchy's food economy. He's got 45 fish traps in that pond. On the other side, yeah, those traction treb versus traction treb. That might take a while to push. We still have, I think, 3 layers of fortified walls standing for Menunez at the front of ACCM's pond, trying to keep that safe. ACCM going to do her castle on a little hill by the ponds. The Burgundian Paladins come down here. It'll be Paladins now versus the Halbsiv from Turs, and this feels like a really strong push. As Burgundian Paladins without bloodlines now have to fight Ballista Elephants and Sicilian Halbs. And I think these fishing ships are just gonna sink to the bottom of that pond, as they will be gone. The Ballista Elephants are there. No Zombie trying to run his vills. He does have TCs that he managed to get up in the back. There's a boar there somehow still. Kibeta warriors are coming forward from Argugu. This fishing eco is collapsing. And the castle is up for ACCM. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 castles for Cool Cat. Here's ACCM. ACCM trying to cut with his own siege onager. Cool Cat there responding with walls. He's got a lot of vills for walling. Paladin's not quite in just yet. The onagers need another volley. The Mamluks need to kill the vills. And this is in now. But how far can it progress when there are no trebs or cannon to destroy the castles? The onagers can't really keep coming through this, and Cool Cat can wall behind. Now Burgundian Paladins can come from this direction. Can Margugu wall this? Well, I guess there's a Ballista Elephant. Wait, that's his teammate's Ballista Elephant. He needs another gate and another tile of wall. And somehow, yes, he does get the wall up. The Paladin are trapped. They can't get through. They're under 2 castles of arrow fire. There are Ballista Elephant cuts everywhere on the other side. There's a castle going up for ACCM. Ballista Elephants fending off Paladins under these castles. And now... Oh, the big delete of all the walls from Menunez. He will charge forward with some Shinbei Raiders into the Halbs of Sitaux. We saw the delete. Ah, yes, at just the right moment, we caught the delete. And does he even have the numbers to push this? Well, he sees he needs to help his team push at this moment. He sees how bad things are going for No Zombie, and he wants to make something happen up here. Well, Sitaux might have enough Halbs that he can push this back. And ACCM's fish boom is Luchuan on the pond. Menunez does protect ACCM. As there are more cuts, but again, running into a castle. They could just hit the trees and get through, though. Let's see if the onagers cut this. Oh, they didn't quite get in. ACCM needs another shot. So Ballista Elephants from behind. Wallingville. Can't wall them out. And now Mamluks are into the economy. All the onagers are down. But Mamluks are in the trade. That is a lot of idle vills from Cool Cat. His vills forming a union and taking a break. All 34 of them standing idle. And now they're going to have to run from the Mamluks. At least the fish boom isn't too boomed up to the point that the Mamluks will kill him. They'll kill a lot of vills. We'll have the push continuing here on ACCM. Some cannon galleons on the pond for Grinchy. He's lost the fish boom, but still has the pond control for holding back against the Trebs and the Donjons. Nice micro from him. As the Vills here are getting slaughtered from Cool Cat. I think he did right-click the Mamluks with the Vills there. Maybe he just was like, yeah, I'll delete them anyway. I don't know, but he's losing a ton of Vills. He's down to 107 Vills, and as the Chimera, I think you want more Vills than that if you want to go Elephants. He doesn't have a fish boom still, and now the Mamluks could kill even more Vills. Cool Cat here losing a ton of eco, and now the Mamluks on the flank for ACCM, assisting the Shinbei Raiders. Sitaux just pumping out halb after halb after halb, sending him to the meat grinder. If he has enough halbs, I guess he can push this. Some siege onagers to deal with the ballista elephants. Oh, but siege onagers will destroy the traction trebs as ACCM's team starts to push back. And with the cannon galleons on that pond, Grinchy is holding the flank in the south, stopping with one castle. That needs to be repaired. But ACCM's castle stands strong as the TCs start to crumble in the south. Onagers destroying the houses, they're pushing through. Elephants still going down in the north as the Mamluks and Shinbei Raiders push forward. And traction trebs will take down some halbs. Yeah, nice southern TC from No Zombie getting sniped off by... Or wait, actually no, from... well, there's southern TC here. Margugu expanded into No Zombie's base. And No Zombie found a little hidden area in the south where he's able to wall off the TC and start collecting relics. He's going to go for a relic pen there and can cut over here eventually if he wants to. Could go for the Eagle Warrior flood at some point. He gets an eco back. He still has 64 Vills, because he did run his Vills, and he's actually going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 safe TCs. He's got TCs in the north, TCs in the west, TCs in the south. He's got TCs everywhere. And Sitaux is slowly but surely getting pushed. How much does it get? I think it's 50 plus 13, if I recall. Yeah, 50 plus 13 from the extra bonus damage that Burgundian gunpowder units get. And now the Paladins are here without many halbs from Turs. Turs the top scorer on his team. Only 38 halbs, and it's not enough to protect what onagers he has. Cool Cat's continuing to train more Vills because he lost a lot in those raids. He's going to add in some markets, but where's the team going to trade to now? Where is Turs' army? Where are the halbs? I don't really know. He's trying to cut. He's got 25 of his halbs trying to cut. But this team is prepared. They got walls everywhere. Fortified walls from No Zombie. Fortified walls there. That's as he ran the Vills, he also walled. And Turs is going to kill his own halbs. Not like this Turs. He does not have a fast way to get through these walls. And defensive siege onagers from ACCM might deal with the rest of that army. Wait, we could have a big shot. Okay, you'll get an onager at least. Get an onager. And I'll give No Zombie a bit of room to keep walling. Part of me thinks Cool Cat needs normal elephants here instead of the ballista elephants, because the ballistas kind of died to the siege onagers. There's a pond. We might need some Lushuans in the pond. There we are. To help deal with the siege. Sitaux, he's on 47 Vills, 36 fishing ships. And his economy will collapse if that castle goes down, as it does, and he loses the pond. That workshop's down. And forward castle from Menunez is, I don't think this pond can be held anymore. And all of a sudden, honestly, great bombard cannon micro, or cannon galleon micro from Grinchy on the pond to keep that castle alive. And we're going to get Farimba camels now from Margugu, 7+6 right now, needs another attack upgrade at the blacksmith. What are the camels going to fight? The Burgundian Paladins? Those aren't really the threat. They can fight the Mamluks fairly well. They can fight the Mamluks. The Maya should be able to deal with that, though, whether it's plumes or eagles. Or just arbs. So Sitaux losing a dock. Losing control of the pond. The Lushuans could take that forward castle from Menunez. And how are the Mamluks doing against the elephants? Looks like he has to get back. The elephants just have a lot of HP. I see some Xing there. Maybe they're thinking of cutting. So Turs here. 82 military. Where are his halbs? His military is here. Here's more than half of his military on a failed cut. He's not fighting with it. Where is the rest of his military? He's not up here. He's not at the top. He's not pushing here. This is weird. It feels like tourists. He has some trebs here and there, but most of his military is just in this cut that isn't going anywhere. Yeah, they're still Xing here. They're still trying to clear no zombie. This boom might lead to a lot of dead vills. There's a university there. It's a dangerous spot to go to college. Traction Trib still from Menunez eating through what remains of Sitau's base. Sitaux desperate for those last two docks, but trading more Luchuans on the pond. With a couple of traction Trebs in the Luchuans, maybe he could push that castle, as Cool Cat now with a good number of ballista elephants walking underneath some siege onager fire, and he just lost all of those elephants at once. That is crazy how many elephants he just lost. Some sergeants here for Turs, as he has some halbs down here, still trying to get through. But there, he's got 40 halbs, 10 onagers, 50 of that 74 military is all here. There's some X's here and there in the trade. Their trade is fairly short. As no zombie occupying this bottom corner, actually stopping a cut for more trade for the moment. Gundian Paladins are there fighting halbs again. And still not in. They're just pushing, and there'll be more walls and a castle here for ACCM. A sergeant trying to do a donjon there. Several donjons for Turs forward. But the docks are going down. One more dock to be lost. And Sitaux now no longer has control of the pond. No more Luchuans, no more fishing ships. And he's down to only 55 vills. I don't think that can sustain him, as no zombie's on 142. He's on 142. His teammates can sling him some gold. He could just go eagles. And honestly, I think what would be crazy here is if no zombie could do a workshop here, get a couple of barracks up, and then cut and flood eagles into Margugu's eco. So Margugu has some eco here. He has hand cannoneers. Eagles, plumes, whatever. Margugu going for a pond. There are now catapult galleons. Catapult galleons, the ship that's not animated, on the pond to try to take out the forward dock. Margugu gonna wall that as he's pop-blocked and can't make hulks. They're still Xing in the middle, but now some paladins come forward from Grinchy to try to fight Turs' siege onagers. Now he can make more sergeants here, but doesn't have the workshops for onagers. The onagers take a hit, but the donjons are forward. Maybe he's close to breaking through. As Margugu has had to come to the north now, the Farimba camels will be decent against the Mamluks. Have docks up for Menunez. And a couple of elephants for Cool Cat running to the halbs. I know, they've already animated the mangonels, right? It can't be that bad. Siege Onager shooting here at the elephants. Elephants going down en masse. And oh my gosh, it's so many dead elephants for Cool Cat. I'm really curious how Elite Battle Elephant would do here versus the Ballista Elephant. Because that wouldn't have the same weakness to the siege weapons here. The Onagers, they get plus 14 against the Ballista Elephants. Now it'll be Menunez with the Luchuans in this pond. As Margugu still with the dock, but he cleans some of the catapult galleons. The paladins rushing back from Grinchy. I'll have a castle up for Cool Cat. These camels keep going down. Onager shots landing on the camels. Camels go down. The Luchuans will do a nice patrol stack. They're allowed to do that. Cool Cat asking for food. And here we go. We do have the battle elephants. Finally, elite battle elephants for Cool Cat. Maybe a bit late, though, as the Maya player now has been able to tech into Halbs. That's Halbs underneath a ton of donjons, though. That is 7 donjons still. Where's Terz's military at now? Terz is down to 20 military. He doesn't have Halbs here. He doesn't have sergeants. Sitaux on 66 vills has to keep producing Halbs. And no Zombie still has this little TC in the south. He lost the relic. Still has the TC there. This is round 4, yes, and it is live, yes. Cannon going for the donjon. Treb's also going for the donjon. Siege Onager keeps pushing through all the trees. Trebs take out the outposts and take out the donjons. And the elephant push is continuing. Tur is now getting some more halbs out, up to 32 halbs again. And it's like 3.5 bases versus 4.5 for these teams. And honestly, a lot of credit to Grinchy for holding on to that pond early. Sitau's getting ready just to try to hold this passage as long as he can. Cool Cat also needs to be wary of losing the castles, which means he loses some Ballista Elephant production. Cool Cat's also Xing this base here. Wait, Margugu actually has chopped through enough of the wood line that he could destroy the houses and get in. No Zombie has to be careful about that. He does have 15 vills and a relic down here. Maybe he wants to think about running the relic now, since he still has the gate and can get past the pond. But the push here, lots of halbs from Menunez. Do the Wei have a more useful unit than halbs they can do? Maybe not. They do fall off. And I guess you don't want to do Tiger Cav into the halbs, or Shinbei Raiders into the Ballista Elephants. So the cut here in the middle, Bombard Cannon keep shooting at the Onagers. We will have crop rotation for Cool Cat. Nice hit on the Paladins. Tur's trying to get more space, maybe for Cool Cat to do more stables. Margugu's running through with the camels. And maybe there's still a chance they can push through here. Yeah, the league sets are recorded. The league sets are recorded. Rage Forest will be live. Although Slam and Somero is at the same time as this, so I guess we'll have to probably cast that as Rex. I guess it depends on how long the games go, what we end up doing. And now into the trade. There are the Shinbei Raiders. You don't want to fight the elephants, but you can fight the trade. They are getting a good raid. Ballista Elephant's trying to chase them down. Menunez will run a bit farther away. Oh, this will be a great spot to sit. That is the perfect spot to sit in the trade. And he will just sit there and massacre all the trade carts that run past. Doesn't have too many Shinbei Raiders there, and some of the other ones are getting cleaned by the elephants, I think. He's trying to run to the other side, and there are the GGs from Sitau's team as ACCM will take a 1-0 lead in this set. And dang, things looked so good for that early push down here. But Grinchy held in the pond. ACCM's castle stood just a little bit of HP left. And Menunez deleted all of his walls to push Sitaux. Sitaux couldn't handle that push, especially when ACCM came over here. And the initially quick, fast imp from Margugu, Ballista Elephants from Cool Cat were not enough. No Zombie did a great job of running his vills and staying alive. Getting 62 trade. And little extra booms here and there. And ACCM will have 615 kills for him. As Saracen's Pocket once again proven strong even against all the elephants. The fact they have Siege Onager to deal with the Ballista Elephant was great for them. And yeah, look at that, 26-11 Imp from No Zombie. Nice fish boom straight to the Imp timing. So ACCM gets one much needed win. And if he wins one of the next 2 games, he should be in the playoffs. And let me give the team check off here for the civs. Saracens, Burgundians, Maya, and away against Sicilians, Malians, Wu, and Khmer. Alright, they're in the lobby for the next game. So, Koreans and Slavs, the first pick still available for both teams. And if I totally read the name wrong or forgot to read it, thank you, Attila Baby, for the follow during the game. There we go, that's what the name is. Couldn't figure that out during the game, now I got it. Did my camera die? Wait, my camera died. Hold on. How do I fix this? There we go. So these teams getting quick back into the lobby. They are efficient. Let's see, are they launching? Oh, they're rehosting the lobby. Oh, couldn't find the match ID, so something must have dropped when they launched the lobby. Now, rehost the lobby. No worries. Get an ad out of the way at least. And here we go. So right into it, we'll have Sitaux versus Menunez and a pause. What is the pause for? Menunez asking for a re. Margugu saying no. You'll need an admin to decide. They're asking for a re because this pond is super far forward for Menunez. And then the 2 pocket pawns are super safe for Cool Cat and Turs. And no Zombies pawns also on the flank. So, definitely a much better pond setup there for Sitaux's team. I don't know if it's re-worthy. This is one of those We need the RF experts to tell us what the convention is. So if Sensar's around, he might need to go do some adjudicating. This is one of the lovely things about not having a spectator delay in the tournament. We can see the restarts they call in real time. The admins can look at it. This is never a re. Never a re. Nunez has to ask the admin. If lakes are wallable, that was the rule earlier. Yeah, that is wallable, for sure. Maybe a bit far forward to wall, but definitely wallable. Yeah, and definitely is in Menunez's part before the tunnel. I mean, it is like 10 tiles from his TC. So we are. Is Sensor doing the adminning? This is the great thing about hosting and not needing to do the adminning. Yeah, admins can deal with this. It says he's on the phone with Sensar. So we can scroll through the chat. Wait, we got to go into the game itself to view the chat. And we can view the lovely chat we have here. Is Menunez asks for a re. Margugu says no. Sitaux says this one shouldn't. This one shouldn't be. It's in the base. Menunez claiming the re's they've been giving out are like this. Margugu's like no. Ask the admin. And they're like, it's a bad lake, but it's not bugged. So there we are. Oh no, restart. They're playing it. And they're going. So Menunez will have a rough go of it with his pond. Since they're confirming no re. And things jumping back and forth around after the pause. Bills will be fighting the passage. Very low HP scout for Sitaux already. Took the brunt of the damage from Menunez. This will be Shu versus Burmese over here. And on the other side, very aggressive and forward wall from Grinchy as the Frank pocket. Walled in a wolf, and we'll do a lumber camp. As we'll have some also very forward walls from Nos Zombie here. And Margugu not really bothering to fight that. He's the Inca. And he has only a Champy Scout right now that's healing in the TC. So he doesn't want to take a fight he's going to lose. Well, the forward walls from Sitaux, sending his Vils forward. He does not want to give a free fish boom there to ACCM, who would have to come forward as the Korean pocket to dock the pond. And I can tell it's a snowy map because I just look over at OBS and I see that the webcam now is bathing me in a bright white light from all the snow. That's what we get for putting all the themes on the maps. So more walls for Menunez. Trying to get a better wall up on this side than he did on the other side. He did palisade behind Sitau's forward walls. And honestly, this area is kind of tricky to wall up for Sitaux because he has to go on both sides of this wood line. And Menunez does have more vills there. There are... Let's see, the boars spawned in 2s for this map, not 3s, and there are 2 boars there. And Menunez will get the walls up, so he gets all the walls up. He needs to make sure he clicks the right tiles, but he gets it up, sends 2 more vills just to be sure, can lumber camp over here if he wants. That's a large area he'll need to protect, though, as ACCM will dare to dock this pond. And seeing how forward Sitaux has managed to wall. So, Slav in Persian pockets, then Slav go Halb Siege, Persians go... Savars. Love to see War Elephants, but it's going to be Savars. Just one day, a Persian pocket with a fish boom. I want to see some elephants. But pockets will be Franks and Koreans. So Koreans the Halb Siege Civ, Franks the Paladin Civ. Grinchy waiting for the Ibex to get. Don't tell me Tur's docked. Tur's did dock. Yes, you did. You don't like Tur's docking as the Slavs? You want to see him farming? I think the pocket should dock anyway. We did see that. That's what Cool Cat did last game. Also, take note, Cool Cat and Tur's swapped their colors from the previous game. I have an X up here for no zombie. The idle TC tab. No one really idling their TC, honestly. No Vil kills. No Vil kills, no idle TC. The worst is Menunez with 19 seconds. Other than that, the most we have is 4. So there's Feudal Age first for Margugu and no Zombie. So they're going to go up quickly and fight over these walls. Margugu didn't even bother to wall behind this, just as a barracks. And honestly, Champy scout from no zombie. So honestly, it would have been Champy versus Champy had Margugu wanted to fight this. But decided not to. Yinka will have the cheaper towers still, but the Tupi will have... What is the Tupi bonus? The towers give them pop space. Towers and castles plus 10 pop space. So that's always kind of crazy. Regicide Fortress, they get an extra 50 pop space from the 4 towers in the castle they start with. Could have a quadruple boar lore here from Menunez. I think he deleted a wall to let the boar in. Yeah, he deleted the wall to let the boar through. And will he try to lure all of them? That'd be kind of tricky for him to take all 4 at once. They're kind of spread out. And some stone walls here from no zombie up just in time as Margugu wants to push. And that's good for the flank to be able to wall this. So Grinchy there as the pocket doesn't need to invest into his own walls. And an archery range for Margugu. So add some archers to the push. And we'll just have stone walls there for no zombie as Margugu has an outpost over here on the right. And has not walled himself yet. So no zombie in feudal. If he were to get some army and push through here, he could just delete walls and run in. So Margugu has to be wary of that. We'll have 2 boars and an Arctic wolf lured in from Menunez. Should be able to get back, no problem. Sometimes I think the wolf just helps and blocks the boars for you. And Menunez will still have a forward Vil. So he did idle a bit more to go up to feudal, though. 41 seconds of idle time for him. But he will get 2 extra boars. And all things considered, not too bad of a start for him. So the tower here for Margugu. As we'll have a watchtower up for no zombie. The Vils here attack that wall. Wall goes down. And defensive tower. So defensive tower from no zombie should stop this. Margugu, if Margugu wanted to, he could put archers in that tower and try to push. But he's instead going to turn to the other side and do a tower along with some stone walls. So he'll want to push the other walls for no zombie, but no zombie's already walled up. And with the settlement there, the 2P can garrison inside of that. And should be able to get an easy second layer of walls should you want them behind the stone walls. Already has 2 layers of stone walls. It's got wheelbarrow. And now tower is on Sitaux and Menunez's side as they're stone walling here. As Sitaux will go for men-at-arms, but no archers or towers behind that. So easy for Menunez to stonewall that. He was maybe hoping Menunez would be focusing his attention over here, but nope, Menunez wisely kept a Vil to stonewall the middle passage. And now, as long as Menunez walls properly, should be able to keep Sitaux out. Now, fishing lines for ACCM. He will enjoy a peaceful fish boom on that pond so far. And we gotta keep an eye on Turs. If he tries to do a workshop when he gets up to push, we'll have a purple X there from Cool Cat. Cool Cat probably just gonna boom. He walled himself off. Just worried about something strange happening on the flank, but so far, honestly, no one really committing to a big Vil or a tower fight. A couple of towers here and there, but not a huge commitment. The most commitment from those men-at-arms from Sitaux that were not able to find their way inside. Gonna need to be Castle Age, and there's the forward Vil. So there's Turs. He will undoubtedly get a workshop right away. As the Slavs, they will have a discount on their siege units. 15% discount. So he'll get some mangonels out. Maybe he could go Ram plus mangonel to try to push through the walls quickly against someone in feudal. There's already the tower covering that. You do kind of the build you would do on Arena, where you open rams. But here's a forward castle from ACCM. Forward castle from ACCM as Menunez deletes his walls. Sitaux will need to find a way to wall behind this, as that castle actually covers all of this middle forest. That would actually have to be a huge wall from Sitaux, where ACCM just do fletching and bodkin, which you probably will for war wagons. And now maybe Turs has to think about walling himself up, and even then be wary of petards. Scout goes down to the castle. Castle will go through the stone wall. A few Vils now starting to run for Sitaux. Where is he gonna go? Market and a house is part of a wall. He wants to keep Turs safe, but there's a hole between the house and the wood line still. Need a wall there. You can wall up at this middle wood line, but I think you'll have to wall behind it eventually. Yeah, and he does notice that's open. So an X in the middle for Cool Cat, maybe saying someone needs to wall that. He has to be extra safe behind that push. So Castle Age for the two remaining, or for the three remaining flanks, or actually no, Sitaux. 3 flanks up, but Sitaux still feudal. So those men-at-arms that did nothing definitely slow down his build. All the pockets so far in both teams have had free fish booms. A great positioning here for the castle and the war wagons. There is a petard. And I think the war wagons come forward, kill a couple of Vils, and then the petard gets through that house right away. Defensive monk immediately for Turs. And Sitaux has to wall this quickly, because the last thing this team wants is war wagons getting into Turs' base where he doesn't have a defense because the monastery even is forward. But yeah, Feudal Age House, 1 petard, and he's through, and he's attacking the pocket. That would be sick, and here it comes from ACCM, the petard. Where is he gonna go? Or he can go for a wall too, wherever he wants. I think just go for the house. Wall, nice gate from Sitaux. The Vil goes down, more Vils trying to stop the rewall. And the monk will probably get 1 conversion there, but he can get through. And some speed walling from Sitaux. I think this is closed. Yes, it is closed, and he'll protect Turs. Just enough walling to protect him. The monks held just enough. And now Sitaux will try to re-wall. So a couple of war wagons are in. Well, that'll stop the flood for the moment. As the mangonel goes down to the war wagons. More walls for Sitaux, so he's going to double wall Turs. And Sitaux needs that because he's still feudal. He's up to the Castle Age, but is his TC in any danger? Now on the other side, nothing really pushing the walls, everyone just booming, so this is the only push we have. Everyone else fish booming. And Sitaux defending the TC, 33% up. ACCM still forward with 8 war wagons, and now Menunez is gonna wall. He is going to wall Sitaux and Turs away from each other. And that'll leave, well, a monastery and a workshop. Is there a Ville over here still for Turs? Wait, let me see where else Turs is over here. Yes, okay, he still is a Ville, doing more monasteries. And Sitaux did, with his walling Villes, get 3 Villes away, so he won't be defeated. Won't be defeated, but he is in a horrible spot right now. Has to hope that his pockets have good booms, and that Persian pocket fish boom will be very good for Cool Cat. So skirms go down. War wagons get the skirms. And I don't know what Sitaux can do here other than just wall and try to get TCs and try not to die. He's relying on Turs to go monks. Will be disrupting Turs' boom. Turs, though, does have more vills than ACCM. Monks will hop inside the TC, but war wagons won't really care about TC fire. They do get their free Pierce armor. And they have a ton of HP. And ooh, that Ville could finally get picked off for Turs. That'll be the end of the additional monasteries he had wanted to add. And a ram added from ACCM. He's going for the kill on the TC. Going for the kill on the TC. More monks for Turs. Trying to convert the war wagons, but the monks are going down. They get a conversion here or there. But so far, only 1 war wagon. Is ACCM devoted? No, he's not even devoted. He's just tanking conversions. And petards don't quite reach the TC. More petards from ACCM along with the Rams. He wants to take the TC down. He's realizing he's maybe losing the war wagon numbers camping under the TC for so long. He's just going to go for the monastery. Well, that'll stop some of the monk production at least. And meanwhile, we will have a castle now for Cool Cat. Coming over to this side, ACCM sending more Villes forward. So because he's so aggressive, he certainly is behind in Villes, compared to the 2 pockets on the other team. Yes, he has the fish boom, but he's going to need Menunez to be up fast enough that they'll be able to play 2 players on this side with decent booms. Slavs, I don't think will like facing Korea, or the Koreans' late game when they have the Upseong Towers and Bombard Cannon. But if they're so far ahead in eco and can push, that might just be what they need. Cavalier in. Bargugu gonna start stonewalling his side. The Inca, again, the only civ with this architecture who gets fortified wall. So if he can hold this side and give Cool Cat a chance to play over here before Grinchi gets there, that could be nice. But it still will be the Frank Paladins that can go onto that side to help, and that's where the stables will be for Grinchi. And Frank Paladin, I think, should beat Savar. Savar's will maybe hold up to Arrowfire a bit better, though. Nice in the presence of the war wagons. He's built different. He's able to alt-tab. Well, I think the League had forced live slots. And, I mean, needing to schedule 2 team game events is crazy, because you're coordinating then... what? 14 people. So I think they just played their League sets as Rex. So, war wagons coming forward. Monks want some conversions. And monks all go down to the war wagons. Hello, gentlemen. Cavaliers start running into Sitau's base, killing the Vills. Monks go for conversions on the Cavaliers as the war wagons start dropping. For Tur, the converted war wagons, he loses all of them, and now Sitaux is in a ton of trouble as his walls are incomplete. The war wagons are in. He's just going to try to run Vills for a panic TC to garrison in. As the Frank Cavaliers come forward, we have a bit of a pause. What is the pause? I don't know what the pause is for. No one said anything in the chat. We have a pause. I didn't see who paused. I can't see who paused. Is it on the Diplo screen? Check that. Chat menu. Oh, it's paused by Turs. Okay, paused by Turs. And more walls will be just going up from Argugo. So he's here to protect the entire map from walling. Now, one tile. Imagine a siege onager cuts one tile, and they're able to run through that wall. So that TC up on the side. Don't know how long the pause is going to be. Haven't seen anything else in the chat. It just was paused by Turs. I know that Turs had been having some... I think he had some lag issues at one point when they were playing the League. But that might have just been one set. I don't know if he might have dropped from the game. Did we have someone drop, maybe? So handcart and now coinage. So coinage here. Cool Cat maybe gonna sling. As the Frank Paladins would be on the way. So that's just going to be even more death for Sitaux. So what did Sitaux manage to run with? Okay, looks like we had a bit of a pause, but we're back. No one dropped. All right. So no one dropped. We have more walls for ACCM and for Menunez. Both players walling. A big ram train from Turs. He's got Cap Ram on the way. Onager through so he can cut two. And they're trying to get through as fast as they can to save what's left of Sitaux, but I think Sitaux is going to be dead by the time they get there. He's got one sad TC in the corner. The house about to go up. See trees going down from the onagers there as Turs is trying to cut around the side. Now Savara's rushing through. All's getting deleted. Onagers still... Oh, everything deleted. Everything deleted all at once. Everything deleted all at once. Now the paladins can fight. Was that the right decision to delete everything? I think it wasn't. I think delete everything would be if the paladins were there, but they weren't there in enough numbers. I think ACCM and Menunez should have left their walls there. I don't think the paladins were in position to fight that. And, well, I mean, Sitaux doesn't have anything that's saved. Paladins will probably kill this TC. And now some halbs going forward from Menunez. So 3v3 on this side. And Trebuchet's going for the castle now. ACCM gonna take some Trebfire on that castle. Paladins coming forward to hit the rams. Onagers pushing the paladins back. Rams going down to the paladins. And the Savars are here. I don't think the Savar beats one-on-one the Frankish Paladin. The Savar has one more armor, but the Paladin has significantly more HP. I mean, maybe it's close. But now the heavy rocket carts are here. And I have to think that Koreans have a better unit composition than the Slavs do. And Margugu no Zombie still not really doing anything, so it's kind of a 3v2 at the moment. And I feel like ACCM's team should get this push continuing. These Burmese halbs even will have extra attack. And is there anything left here for Sitaux? No, he's lost every ville in this part of the map, a couple of stray military buildings, but that can eventually get cleaned up. The most dangerous thing, or maybe it's just monks from Turs. As Turs is now getting forced back, and this is now a team that's gonna need Sitaux to reboom. And at least the Shu have a smooth path into Arbalests if they reboom, so they can do an easy gold unit. But 25 vills is a big reboom. Margugu able to come forward now. He's on 146 vills. No Zombie on 153 vills. He can add some Blackwood archers. He might just be in a sling roll then if he's gonna boom and sling. I mean, maybe he's just saying the Tupi don't really have any good units. He has some onagers now, upgrading the mangonels to onagers and continuing to push. Trebs attacking the keeps. And keeps will all be going down for the moment, at least. So a good thing to take the initial keeps down right away. So you're not going to have an extended fight underneath the keeps. The faster you take them down, the better. And does ACCM have all the upgrades on him? He still needs... Yep, he has all the upgrades. So he does have up to 13 range now. 8 plus 5. Rocket carts and keeps have so many projectiles. And the push here, Elite Abirapima Warriors from No Zombie. I still have no idea whether or not that unit's good. He's pushing into Margugu's walls. Margugu has walled everything. So he's ready to hold. We're getting Siege Onager from Churs. Sitaux now up to 46 vills. Yeah, that's true. They get all of the gold from Sitau's base. The gold and the stone behind the keeps. And the keeps will take a while to go down. But, I mean, so far, so good for Cool Cat and the Persians and taking down the keeps. So Menunez, who wanted a re because of the awkward pawn situation, ended up getting a much better deal in the Walling War. And that just led to this forward castle and this great aggression from the team. And the pockets having the better boom than ACCM hasn't quite been enough. Korean's just so smooth to play. How well upgraded the war wagons are. Elite Kamyuks now coming forward. Heavy rocket carts killing paladins. I mean, heavy rocket carts killing the Kamyuks, so the Kamyuks can't really get there. Some Savars go down there, and they're just GG's. GG's all around, and ACCM's team will do it. And I think that means they have qualified for the playoffs. Sitaux still needs to play for this final game for tiebreaker, for the purpose of the tiebreakers. But ACCM's team will do it, beasting their way on an awkward map generation with the castle push from the Koreans. The men-at-arms from Sitaux just did nothing but slow himself down. And after Menunez got that super forward wall, maybe Sitaux needed to commit more to the tower fight to try to break through and not let ACCM get that castle position. That was very well played from the team. Right from the start, the other side just walled up. Looks like the Kamyuks there were about to fight some onagers, but this side didn't really matter. Ragu wasn't really able to contribute anything over here. Kamyuks just died. Yeah, the tension of the re in the beginning. That's always the drama. That's always the best part. It's a win for Koreans, Burmese, UP, and what even was the final save? Koreans, Burmese, 2P, and Franks. There we are, Franks. Against Slavs, Persians, Inca, and Shu. So that leaves the final game as Ethiopians, Italians, Huns, and Muisca against Dravidians, Malay, Tans, and Byzantines. Hoping for a brutal game. So we also do have Slam versus Somero. And it'll be Ethiopians, Italians, Huns, and Muisca again for Sitaux. So probably Ethiopian and Hun. Ooh. Italian's definitely a flank, and Huns should be a pocket. But then I think Ethiopians are a pocket, and Muisca have to be a flank, where I usually see Muisca as a pocket. I guess I could go Monks as a flank. For ACCM, Byzantines are a flank. Then probably Catan, Dravidian pockets, and a Malay flank. So I don't want to go check the standings because I'm worried I might spoil one of the Slam Somero results. I'll cast the other set afterwards, yes. We'll figure out what we do for that set, if we want to go back and cast Rex from the beginning, or just cast the cast the games, like, join wherever they are, and then cast game 1 as a rec. We'll see. They were supposed to start an hour ago, I think. Maybe they just had a super long draft. As these two teams are getting back into their lobby. The Wikipedia from the other set? Okay. Is there anything from this set? I don't know how quickly people update stuff. Yeah, I should probably just actually use the actual brackets instead of the unofficial Wikipedia ones. Yeah, where are we at? Where are these brackets? They're here somewhere. Roster brackets, alright. Okay, that hasn't been updated yet either. That's fine. It says the sets are live. We need to check the standings table and on challenge. Honestly, the challenge bracket is... I should just use this. This looks nicer than Wikipedia. Look at this. Look how colorful it is. I like stuff that's colored. I read Atin is a sub for Team Genji tomorrow. I read OG Daddy is a sub today. Also, why am I not logged in? Can I watch the Team Somero match? Yeah, we're gonna cast that after this. YouTube asking. So, okay, it looks like they're rehosting the lobby again. And speaking of subs, reminder, we do have a sub goal every 100 subs. I'm gonna add another $100 to the prize pool. We're at 82 out of 100, so we're close to increasing the prize pool a bit. I think we're close to $6,000. I'm not sure. Sensor maybe knows what the exact figure is. I know we passed 5K. Got some people with big donations. Let's see what's going on in this lobby. Okay, finally, the lobby's done. We are launching. There we go. I miss the Voobly days when we saw the player chat directly in the screen. You'd know all the drama setting up the lobby. So here we are. Oh, let me set the colors at the top. That should be ACCM there. And immediately we have a pause. Lake re 1, 2, 3. Oh, yep, trapped lake. So we're gonna have a re. We're gonna have a re. Great. So, once more. Lots of restarts so far this set, but we're making it through. So, same rosters for everyone. Same players staying on. And here we go. Jumping to the game one last time, hopefully. And here we are. Will we have a one pond for each team? That has an awkward pond, but it's a safe pond. Far from Margugu, but each flank now has a pond. Margugu versus No Zombie. Muisca versus Byzantines on one flank. And it'll be Sitaux versus Menunez, Italians versus Khitans on the other. And indeed, the Muisca did go to the flank with the Ethiopians in the pocket. Cool Cat will be the Huns in the pocket. Again, trying to boom for Paladins. The other side it'll be Dravidian and Malay pockets, actually. Malay in the pocket, Khitans on the flank. Yeah, okay, interesting. Khitans went to the flank and not the pocket. I'm not sure what they do on the flank. Maybe Cav Archer? Sitaux has a better map gen compared to Menunez. Menunez is far open, but as long as he gets a wall up in the passage, that's okay. Maybe a bit more room for ACCM if he wants to be aggressive again like he was last game. Malay probably... I mean, you can go for a Karambit Flood, but not quite as strong for the Castle Age aggression as the Koreans would be. I think it's more the Malay want to go Elephants and Imp if they're the pocket. So, okay, I guess that does make sense then, if you want the Elephant pocket for the Malay. Usually I see them as the flank for the fast Imp, but I think we've seen enough Elephants in Rage Forest that maybe people are shifting towards, hey, Malay Elephants are actually super good with how cheap they are. Because the discount is minus 35% for the Elephants and Imp. Bill's fighting here. Sure the lakes when the Vil War has set. The one lake is all the way in the back for Margugu. The other's fairly standard for No Zombie. So we'll have Grinchy going to dock this lake for No Zombie right behind, or right behind No Zombie. As we'll have a big Vil War Margugu versus No Zombie there, and this lake all the way in the back. We'll have Tur sending a Vil back there. That feels actually kind of weak. And no more bears on the way, though. She should be fine as long as she doesn't run to that Arctic Wolf. Check it on her in a moment as the Vil fight continues. Margugu pushing pretty far forward. As this is a fairly long passage. Both players have a few options for how they're going to be able to wall. No Zombie not going to force it too far forward. He'll get a few tiles up in the middle. Margugu will try to stick the Vils there and stop there to fight. And we'll have some deer lamed as Sitaux comes forward and kills Menunez's deer. And Turris will get the dock up successfully without running into the wolf. That's a fine pond to fish trap. Honestly, it's a huge pond, despite the awkwardness. He wants to get a lot of fish traps there. And go down for No Zombie. Let me swap to this scene. We'll have Menunez with a bit of idle time. Margugu with even more idle time. Margugu really fighting for this passage. He's going to try to take down some of those palisades. But a few weak fills for both players. How many fish are there here? There are 5 fish in that pond. That's actually kind of insane. Then 3 over here. So a couple of extra fish for Turs, but don't think they're in a position where you can really take them that efficiently from the dock. And after all the laming, Sitaux will get back and he will just wall up the passageway here for Menunez. And Menunez is a bit farther back for the walls. Killed a couple of the deer that were in the passage. I think those are Sitaux's deer. And Sitaux will bring in a boar. So still the Vil fight continuing. So Dravidian player the one docking on this team. I mean, you could get Elephant Archers from the Dravidians, Battle Elephants from the Malay. That'd be a sick late game combo. Dravidians still have siege onagers. They can also go help siege. Thought ACCM would take it. Yeah, I mean, the Malay player could have taken the lake, too. I mean, Malay with a Dravidian ally is great for docking. The Dravidian team bonus, I think, is more impactful in this situation than the carry capacity. You're not really using the carry capacity with the fishing ships right next to the dock. Maybe it actually slows you down, kind of, because you're not dropping off the food as quickly. So, big Vil fight there, and a few more Vils going down. 2 down for No Zombie, 1 for Margugu. Margugu, though, overall, he's 3-2. So he does have a bit of a lead, but he's in a position, will he get walled in? He has to fall back. Does not want to leave Vils on the opposite side of the wall, where he'd be trapped by No Zombie. Still, the Ibex running back and forth. That could disrupt the walling a bit. Just killed by Margugu with a weak Vil. He'll collect some food from that. The wall's on the other side, just going up without issue. Manuna is going to double wall. Has to be careful, maybe his lumber camp is so far forward, could maybe be hit by towers if they get into a tower war. 1 Vil is forward for Margugu, did manage to wall it in. Vil's gonna go fight the other Vils. Start going down. And now 5-4. 5-4. These players might be Dark Age for a while. Everyone else is up to Feudal. I think this passage will stay open for a bit. Scout for Turs goes down. I think everyone else needs to send their scouts over here. This is a fairly closed map, but sometimes the closed ones are the hardest to wall off because it's obvious where all the Vils go. What happens if you wall later with 1 Vil? I think the last game was a good example of that, where the walls were worse for Sitaux, and ACCM took advantage of that with the castle drop. And you could also have sneaks and stuff. You could get lamed. And now here's Grinchy. Grinchy's gonna come from the pocket to help walling. This wall-off war has lasted so long that the pocket is getting involved. And Grinchy will just do some stone walls here. I mean, the way it is, he's also walled out No Zombie, and No Zombie is 9 Vils versus 13. No Zombie isn't deleting a palisade for Grinchy to get the scout forward and help. So, this might not be good. In fact, this could be very bad. All of a sudden, it's a 12-7 KD for Margugu. And yeah, Grinchy will get the stone walls up, but at what cost? They're fairly far back, and No Zombie lost all the Vils. Grinchy making a cage for his teammates' Vils. Oh, what is this? It's 17-9. It was 5-4, and that is snowballed to 17-9. No Zombie lost everything there. He's down to 9 villagers. Margugu has 25. That was a total disaster right there. 18-9 KD for Margugu with 3 minutes and 33 seconds of idle time for No Zombie, and he's the Byzantine, so he doesn't have a Dark Age eco bonus. That was an absolute disaster there, Grinchy. I don't think that was the right decision. Is 8 pop good? Is this walling position worth 8 pop? I don't think so. Margugu should get the better wall position. Could maybe go more forward if he wanted to, but we'll be content with that. Grinchy, at least he has a fish boom. Grinchy's just saying, I don't care what my flanks population is, I need a fish boom. I mean, his fish boom is a bit maybe simpler, because his pawn's in a better or easier to access spot than his Turs' pawn. Where's Turs' Vil, anyway? Does Turs even have a Vil for more docks? Oh, there she is. Well, 10 HP and no loom still has to worry about the 2 Arctic wolves that are nearby killing the villager. That honestly would devastate Turs if he loses that Vil to actually one of these 3 wolves. And they do kind of blend in with the snow terrain. I always find them kind of hard to see myself when I'm playing the camouflage. Turs will need more docks for more fish traps. So second TC for Sitaux. As I feel like this is a simple boom into elephants for ACCM. And no zombie restarting the game. Zombie figuring out creative ways to call a re. So forward workshop for Grinchy, but defensive workshop also for Turs. So we'll have a mangonel fight in this area. Dravidians versus Ethiopians. Ethiopian siege would scale a bit better into Imp. And Sitaux is the Italians. Ooh, now that is interesting. Because we've seen the Malay elephants be super effective so far, but they could be running into Genoese crossbowmen. A unit that does have all the extra attack. They're anti-cav. They are exceptionally strong versus cavalry, of which elephants do apply. And the Malay elephants do, of course, lack all the pierce armor, so it's bonus damage plus all the pierce damage they would do. And the Khitans, too, usually a cav-focused civ, or infantry if they want to play their unique units, they might be a bit vulnerable to the Genoese crossbowmen, too. Cool Cat as the Huns here is booming. I think Sitaux needs to wall his side up a bit and get ready for very back castles for Genoese crossbowmen on his side. The downside, though, would be if ACCM decides to then triple the left and send the elephants here. Less of a clear counter to that. I don't think Temple Guards are a unit to use against elephants, so you're forcing the Morisca then into pikemen instead of halbs. So I think that probably makes sense if you're ACCM. You send the elephants to this side. This side doesn't have a counter to you. The siege player, yeah, they're going halb, but then if the Dravidians get to elephant archers, maybe you deal with that. How well do camel trebs perform versus bombard cannon? I have no idea, but I would think horribly. I've never seen the camel treb do anything good. So I genuinely don't know. Great as long as no one is microing the bombard cannon. Good versus Judes? Oh no. So we got 5 TCs here for ACCM. And a monastery there for him too. And a mangonel hitting the other mangonel. Oh, HP Mangonel's in the back for Turs. And the Mangonel will get hit there. Another Mangonel goes down. Mangonel's exchanging shots, but Grinchy still has a Mangonel to repair. No Zombie has got up to 24 Vils. I mean, he's only 11 Vils behind Margugu, but Margugu's up to Castle, so he's probably even farther ahead because of that. Dravidians get the discount, that's true. Maybe a bit easier to boom while making them in the Castle Age, then. I am thinking Ethiopians eventually do go for Portion engines. That's something I always forget about the Dravidians there. Siege weapon wood discount. 33% cheaper. So, lots of very weak scouts here. They'll try to dodge some Mangonel shots. Wait, Grinchy has now walled his teammates' scouts into the passage, where his teammates now will be forced to play a continual game of dodgeball. A continual game of dodgeball as the Mangonels try to pick them off. Can ACCM lose his scout here? Can the Mangonels reach? Yes. Okay, if I'm Grinchy's teammate, I'm not going into this passage. Grinchy's showing no mercy with his walls. Well, yeah, you don't really need the scouts now. I mean, maybe even it's the point where you're booming, right? You delete the scout for extra pop space anyway. So treadmill crane, loom, gold shaft mining for ACCM. I mean, Grinchy, despite walling in his teammates, has the top score in the game. So exchanging the mangonel shots there. And here we're seeing what maybe the back walls do is that the castle's dropped on the wall. The castle breaks the walls without issue. And then your teammate has to wall behind. So your back walls open up a slot for another castle. But at least these walls are forward enough that the initial castle doesn't keep this open fully. Cool cat. The Huns. He's going halbs. He's going halbs. I don't think he's going to go condos. That'd be insane. I guess they'd be fully upgraded, right? I think that's going to be halbs. I think he's realizing he's against the melee and wants halbs. Well, thank you, John Slow, for the raid. Thank you very much. I think you're raiding just in time for the elephants. I wonder if you'll see some melee elephants in Sudden Disaster. Yeah, so Huns, but they missed the final armor for the halbs, but that's not really what you're worried about for the elephants. And I mean, what else are you going to do to counter elephants? I was thinking ACCM would triple the other side earlier, but nope, he's going to decide to go to the right. Castle to break through the walls, Trebs out with the quick imp. And Sitaux, I don't know how I feel about that castle. I feel like the castles needed to be in the back, like Sitaux's castle should have been on that hill. Yeah, maybe it buys him some time, but it puts him in an immediate treb war with the melee. And I think he's going to be in a treb war when really he wants Genoese crossbowmen. Back to the resource tab. Yes, back to the resource tab. Thank you. And so Sitaux ready to go imp again with his resources. But he's up and can start doing some upgrades. Yeah, here he is doing trebs. When trebs are not going to help against the battle elephants that are almost in. I mean, so imagine instead of trebs, you had like 2 castles in the back, and could get to like 20 to 30 Genoese crossbowmen. Maybe sacrifice the front of his base, but would have to just wall a bit more. And then once the Genoese mass comes in, then Cool Cat could try to swap. Could even think about just preparing paladins for this side of the map, if that's the plan. That's a lot of walls from the No Zombie is a big waller from all these games, walling everything. And here come the elephants. Elephants themselves can break through the walls. Genoese crossbowman right now. +5 against elephants. I mean, +5 against cav. And then do they have extra against elephants? Yeah, so +5 against cav, +5 against elephants. So they're doing 10 bonus damage in addition to the fact these elephants have like no pierce armor. Only 4 pierce armor with their 1 armor. So yeah, they have a lot of HP, but you get enough Genoese crossbowmen out and you can snipe them off really well. I mean, look at that, how quickly they even go down here to just 2 of them and some castle fire. But the castle when that goes down, it's going to be no more Genbo production. Another castle in the back for Sitaux. The halbs are in. But I don't think the castle really did much to hold this. I think it was just the walls holding for the most part. And Sitaux could have had a much safer castle. ACCM, obviously that castle helps him with the aggression. And these are 2 fast imp civs. And X on the other side, as this push continues, this side's just going to be No Zombie walling out a push. And we might have another game where Tur struggles to use his army. Because of all the walls from the other team. We go Liao Dao? He needs some castles for that. He does have 1. He's doing Fire Lancer. It looks like Fire Lancer will be the option. As the elephants are hitting a choke point there. Yeah, Cool Cat doesn't need stone, so we could do pointage and banking and then slaying stone to Sitaux later. But that's later on. So Sitaux also going to add Hand Cannoneers. Hand Cannoneers are a unit with a high enough pierce attack. They're helpful against the elephants. Not the best rate of fire on them. But with the halves, they are slowing down this push. And right now, Menunez doesn't really have anything to deal with the halves. He can go Fire Lancer. I mean, maybe Liao Dao could have been a nice choice. Or maybe even Cav Archer earlier on to have an anti-halb unit. But the elephants haven't slowed down so far. I don't know if there's any stopping them, though. There's not really that many Hankineers out for Sitaux. He's only got 16 of them. We've now got 24 Malay Elite Battle Elephants pushing. On the other side, the walls continue for no zombie. As a bombard cannon hits an onager. And the cannon will take down the TC as the rocket carts go for the workshop. And the push is not going to be stopped. Look at all those elephants. Back the other side. The other side's still just... Oh, wait, we have a push. We have a counter push? No, that's just Turs counting more area. Or clearing more area with the onagers. Elephant Archer's not really going to get there. They're still just all walled up there. We have, what's that, 43 Vils to 72. So no zombie on 46 Vils. He also is getting markets over here and running TCs in case he needs to reboom. As we don't have Siege Onager yet for Turs. We don't have torsion engines yet either. But some monks from Margugu are going to help out against the elephants. So if the Malay can push this side fast enough, what happens on the other side doesn't really matter. So yeah, so Turs is now slinging Sitaux. I wouldn't have minded that earlier when Sitaux had castles and could have used the sling to get maybe elite Genbo and try to get Genbo numbers. But now Turs just... He's not really getting the siege onagers. He's sending resources to Sitaux, who is kind of dead and can't really spend them. Sitaux now, with 3k food, 1,000... Or with 3k wood, 1,500 food. And what does he even do against elephants? He already has a pocket going halbs, and he would only have pikemen as the Italians. Skirmishers aren't going to be an option here. Hey, ACCM very strong. On the other side, even now, Turs without siege onager getting pushed back by the elephant archers. I think you really do need the torsion engine siege onagers here. As if you cannon, those won't be as useful. Yeah, Sitaux not a professional waller like no zombie is, it would seem. Yeah, I mean, I feel like professional wall from Sitaux into Genbo would have been the way to play this side. Maybe Coolcat still wants to open halbs here, but I mean, if he walls enough, then Coolcat can come this side with paladins instead of Sitau's side with halbs. And that's kind of what we saw here. No zombie simply walling up everything. Yes, he might be completely dead. He has 70 Vils now. He has 70 Vils, and you can be dead as long as you have 9 Vils. It's 9 Vils left to build fortified wall, and he has 162 tiles here. What type of army should Byzantines contribute? Right now, they just need to reboom. Honestly, they just need to reboom. Then you figure out your army later. I think it always depends on whether or not you have trade in the reboom. Because sometimes you need to simply figure out you're going to go halb or skirm because you need a trash unit. But if you do have the time to reboom and get trade first, Byzantines, you know, they don't have the best gold units, but you can go Arbs, you can go Cataphracts. Against the Muisca, so you're kind of trying to see how many skirms they have. Monks are also always useful, just add a few of them in to convert siege while you're rebooming. So now the siege push, the elephants are forward for ACCM, and he is taking a great fight here. I don't think there are anywhere nearly enough paladins from Coolcat to stop the elephants. I mean, the elephants themselves will be stronger than any individual paladin. And they might not have the same armor, but so much more HP, and Sitau's team is gonna call the GG. So despite the fact they got no zombie down to 9 villagers, the melee boom from ACCM was just too strong with the elephants. They couldn't figure out how to stop them. And now with a bunch of keeps forward for ACCM too, he'll lead his team straight to the playoffs with a 3-0 win over Sitaux. And Sitau's team not even able to pick up a single game puts them in a rough spot for the tiebreakers going forward. They came into this 1-2. There are 3 teams that were 2-1, 3 teams that were 1-2. Sitau's team had been playing all right so far, but took some hard losses today. And that's 144 max vills for ACCM. He had 275 kills. He can take 154 elephant losses, but still replace them. And just a bit less. Oh, Grinchy, four resources off of 69,420. Almost. And 27 min imp. Crazy. Yeah, Sitau's team is now 5-7. I mean, being 6-6 would have been better for the tiebreaker, but there we are. Alright, so that's our first set for today. And we'll just check off the rest of the saves. Next we have Somero versus Slam. It will depend on Ganji Lewis. Okay, so it will depend on tiebreakers, right? It will depend on tiebreakers. So let me just update my titles here. Is the game sound too low? I can turn that up if anyone has comments on that. Turn that up slightly. Seemed okay. Alright. It's always going to be different for like headphone versus speaker users. So let me just put in the title ACCM versus Sitaux and Slam versus Somero on YouTube. So next will be Slam versus Somero. All in the description. There we are. Slam's team, no chance. Oh, Somero's team has been beasting. So let's just update this. Somero versus Slam. And so what is going on with these games right now? Are they being played? I don't see them on the dashboard right now, probably because they just scheduled. I might need to just look up the recs. So they are in the middle of a game right now. I think what I want to do is start with recorded games and then cast from the beginning. So we can look at the standings now on Challenge. Somero Slam has not been updated, so I can open this tab. And we will have ACCM winning 3-0 over Sitaux. And for the overall standings, that puts us then for this group, Group B standings, wrong button. Okay, Group B standings. Let me do this. I can't see matches and standings at the same time. I'll just scroll here. So Barl's 3-0 still. ACCM 3-1. Those are the top 2 teams. Sitaux is 2-2. So he would then need to be in a situation where other teams go 2-2. Oh, wait, I'd forgotten. Wait, I think I had mixed up his score up with Ganji earlier. He was 2-1 going into that set. He was 2-1 into the set. Now he's 2-2. And he would have tie breaks. Since ACCM and Barls, they should be safe. Sitaux is 2-2. If Somero wins this set, I think he is safe in the playoffs. because no one else then can get 3 wins. But then we have a huge tiebreak situation for 4th. Alright, no single name from Barles' team. You don't know Barles? The best player from Poland currently? So, yeah, we will have an insane tiebreak situation if somehow... I mean, somehow if Somero loses this, and then we have like 3 or 4 teams at 2 and 2, that would be a crazy tiebreak situation. I mean, no matter what happens, I think the tiebreaker will be close. So, let me find the recorded games. Let me also update my scoreboard here and see if I can find the draft. So this should be Somero against Slam. Should be in even if he loses from all of his 3-0s. That's true. That's true. But he does have a loss already, so... Anyway, how do I find these recs when they're not on the dashboard? I think I just need to look at a player's profile and grab them from the profile. So I go to the history tab. Although I won't know what games are restarts then. I look at Slam. Maybe we'll just be lucky and they haven't had restarts. The only games on Slam's profile are Rage Forest, so I'm gonna need someone else's. That's gonna be true for any of these players, isn't it? I won't know which ones are restarts or live games, or even which ones are in the set. Okay, so not against ACCM. I'm gonna guess this one is game 1. But it's a 20-second game, so that looks like a restart. I'm gonna guess this is game 1. Yeah. Alright. Great. So, Somero, Slam, game 1. Great. So I think what's gonna happen, they are playing live right now, but for purposes of casting everything from the beginning, I will start and cast game 1 as a recorded game. Sensor, do you have the draft link? That would be useful, the draft link. But I do have game 1. It's probably in the Discord somewhere. Rage Forest. Crucible, probably that's the draft link. Alright, let me swap my scoreboard. Slam is on the left. Slam. Somero. There we go. So, Celts and Koreans, the first 2 picks. Some classic Rage Forest civs. We'll have Turks and Japanese, I guess Bombard Towers and Yasama Keeps for them. And the Sicilians for Donjons then for Slam. The end of the drafts. Kind of interesting. Vikings for Slam, but then Mapuche for Somero. He also has Inca and Maya, you'll need to figure out how to use. Tatars and Tupi. Tupi taken fairly early in Somero's draft. I still think the Blackwood Archers are an insane unit. But let's just get right into game number 1. Let's see if Capture Ridge can load, and I'll update the team info. Somero against Team Slam. And here we go. So to the west, we'll have Somero's team. To the east, Slam's team. Celts Pocket for Slam. So in the north, the 2 flanks pretty far apart from each other. It'll be Uzi versus Stone Please. In the south, far apart from each other too, it'll be FedEx versus Kasfa. And for Slam's team, I think Sensor said they had some scheduling issues, so they're playing with a sub, and we will have OG Daddy here as the sub. He will be the Pole Pocket. So Italians again, seeing Italian flank. Italians, Celts, Poles, and Armenians. And wait, Italians giving condottieri to Celts and Armenians, 2 infantry civs. That's pretty cool. I've never thought about this. Faradur's infantry plus 30 HP. That applies to the condottieri, right? Oh, also Italians and Celts with pawns. Meanwhile, down here we have Maya, Japanese, Burgundians, and Bengalis. The Japanese pocket Somero should be able to take one of the pawns from Kos for the flank. And we'll have a pretty forward wall from Uzi here. Should be able, sending 3 vills to finish that, but we'll have a triple boar lore from Stone, please. Stone, please, saying boar, please. Japanese pocket has been pretty darn crazy. And if you can go samurais against the condottieri, they should have an attack bonus against them. I believe the Kondo counts as a unique unit in terms of its armor classes. Double check that once we see one. But the condottieri should be good against the Burgundians. Only one real gunpowder civ for this team. But that probably does force Chrissy-Boo more for Paladin Castilier rather than hand cannoneers, since the Kondo is an option. So, nice wall here. And I wonder now if Stone Please is going to maybe go towers or men-at-arms to fight in feudal. Because we've seen how devastating castle drops can be with forward walls. Chrissy-Boo just leave the scout there to check on it. I predict Somero will do skirms in one of the games. I mean, so far Somero seems to have been liking infantry plus elephants in his civ combinations. Doesn't have... I mean... infantry plus Bengali elephants could be a thing. Well, see, elephants are on the flank. Usually they've been in the pockets. Flank Bengalis, I think, are more for monks. Maybe castle drops, trebors. Smooth eco to go into the Imperial Age. We're Xing from Somero. As some walls will be going up for Kasva. Wars go to fight the Vil there. And I think this should be an easy lore for Kasva. Back to the TC. So already the dock there for Somero. And actually, it's both pockets taking the pawns here. So Somero and Chrissy-Boo both come to the pawns. And we don't have OG Daddy as the Poles doing a dock. But then again, the Poles might want to rely upon the Folvark farms. So it will be Uzi as the Italians and Slam as the Celts doing the docks. Italian's definitely a better fish booming civ than the Poles, but just in terms of flank versus pocket rolls, usually you do want the pocket doing the fish boom, but I mean, the fish boom can give you a pretty sick imp timing if you're going for 1 TC into a Trebor. Or if you were in an extended Vil fight, could give you a bit more of an eco. But no big Vil fighting anywhere here. Just some wall. I mean, this side, the walls aren't even next to each other. They have a bit of a neutral zone in between them. Whatever that boar lore was, that did not work out for FedEx. I don't know what FedEx is doing. Okay, he's not going to take the boar, he's just going to wall. And X's from Somero sees the forward, or sees the gap between the walls. Maybe he could be telling Kasva he has a chance to wall more forward. As is Kasva going, archers are archers? You know, never know. Maybe he'll just go men-at-arms into eagles. That's something the Maya can do. I mean, he has one eagle right now, no archers. But there indeed is the barracks, so it will be some feudal aggression from Kasva, especially with that uptime. And some Xing here from Somero as, yep, it is indeed a tower rush from Stone, please. And we'll have a bit of a stone wall now coming up from Uzi. And Bills will attack the wall there to break through for Stone, please. We'll have more palisades up here for Chrissy Boo as the Boars chase a Vil in towards the town center. And nicely done. How many palisades has he added here? He needed 15 palisades, 14 of which actually were constructed for that Boar. Nicely done. He gets them to the TC. And we needed, I think, 3 palisades there for Uzi. So different palisade numbers. Let's see, these are just walls here. Those aren't Boar palisades. The mini-maps always look so much fun on Rage Forest when you get those palisade walls. It's like, what's he doing walling back there? It's just for the Boar. So stone walls there for Uzi to stop the Trush. And without any man-at-arms support. Might be hard to get through, but Stone Please will go for the double tower. And looking at the range circles, hard to see. Wait, let me just briefly swap him so it's easier to see color on the snow. He would need fletching for one of the towers to hit, but I don't think both towers will hit, regardless of what he does. This defensive tower from Uzi. Well, the Vils will try to break through the wall. More palisades go up here in front. It's going forward there for FedEx. And mining camp up on the gold for Uzi. So OG Daddy and Somero up to the Castle Age. Somero should be ahead with the Japanese fish boom. And honestly, Japanese versus Poles, this feels like a very rough matchup for the Pole pocket. You're spamming cavalry without the final armor into either Japanese halbs or Yasama towers or heavy cav archers. And if you go for the Obuk, then you're against samurais. So I think the Japanese kind of hard counter the Poles at this point. And the hope for OG Daddy would maybe be a fast enough boom that it happens and he can fight before Somero's boomed, but with the pond, probably not going to be the case. Armenians here are a bit more of an interesting option, I think, with the composite bowmen. But then you're against the Maya with archers who should be able to deal with that. So I think then the Kondo probably not an option against the Japanese too because of the samurais. So if you're over here, I think this is actually a really tricky Civ matchup now for Slam's team. Especially OG Daddy, their sub. Don't know if there's much he can do other than just boom and then spam a unit that dies to Somero. You might want to do lots of walling from FedEx and then maybe triple this side with the poles, but then you're looking at this map from FedEx, and it's super wide open. They'll have a tower up on the hill for FedEx, more houses, and a market going up. And a siege workshop behind this for FedEx, as the archers go down to some tower fire. The Vills, ooh, one of the Vills taking some hits. Stonewall up, Castle Age Stonewall. And FedEx will do what he can to hold with mangonels. Don't see a forward workshop for Somero, but then... see, that is stonewalled behind it. So he does have some very forward walls, thanks to Castle getting those stone walls in these passages. Kind of curious that no one really fought over this neutral zone, or tried to... or no one from Slam's team tried to wall forward, but... I guess OG Daddy's just focused on the boom. Getting the full Varky surrounded by the farms. And Tower Rush not really making progress for either player in the north. Both just kind of standing by that passage. So then what will Chrissy Boo do with the Burgundians? Now Burgundian Paladins, they're not that strong, but I think they probably still would win against Pole Cavaliers. That's interesting, because the Pole should have a lot more numbers, but the Burgundian Eco should be sick as well. And also with a fish boom. Should be much better. So mangonels, okay, the archers get back for Castle. He can take them and turn them to crossbows eventually. Is he always playing poles in tournaments? I don't know. Maybe he just likes the Civ. Oh, there's an X from Somero. Maybe saying outpost there at some point to check for onager cuts. His lumber camps are oddly close to the edge of the map. He could chop through to the edge soon. Might need to rebuild them. But 1 TC for him with some fish traps. He's housed. Throwing down some houses. This might be a 1 TC imp from him. So we'll have Castle Age, then from Kasva, he's the last player still in feudal. 3 TCs from FedEx. There's the forward castle from Uzi. He's going for, by the looks of it, a 1 TC Fishboom castle push. The Italians have the cheap Imperial Age, and maybe if he times it well, he can get up as soon as the castle's done. Castle should stop the mangonel push, unless the mangonel push gets in so fast that it denies the castle, but Slam there, ready to jam with some defensive mangonels. Should be able to stop the mangonels from pushing through. Go FedEx, hello Chipmunk. Coma Cup flashbacks. Am I doing? I'm doing pretty well today. How you doing, Chipmunk? You know, pushing for the workshop. Lots of stone walls from Stone Please. So Stone Please should be very familiar with the concept of stone walling. And there he goes, already securing his part of the map. Stone shaft mining quickly for OG Daddy. I guess a nice upgrade for the poles since they'll get gold while mining stone. Oh, interesting. Never really thought of that, but yeah, nice upgrade for them. Gold shaft mining for Slam. And there is the imp click from Uzi. So 3 players for Slam's team up. Only Somero up on his team. And FedEx in the Castle Age might need to hold. As do the Armenians. Yes, they do a fortified wall. Might be a multi-layer fortified wall situation for FedEx on this side. Maybe OG Daddy walls here more. And he's doing the stables in the middle of the map, so he can try to go to both sides. I think he needs to pick a side. And I think it needs to be this side with the Italians player up to imp, where they would need to try to push through these walls quickly. It's just so tricky, because there are now going to be 3 or 4 layers of stone walls. The Bengalis, do they have fortified wall? Yes, they do. So this is going to be a hard push early on. This wood line in the back also makes it kind of awkward because you're not getting straight through into the middle of the base. the opening and the clearing is actually behind that wood line. Well, cloudy and cold is a very AoE day. Yeah, AoE could be done in any weather. Sunny, cloudy. I guess I did have to take a break during the wildfire smoke. If smoke is in the forecast, then you might not want to do AoE. And then you might not want to do anything. So Wolf tries to eat a Vil. Ooh, 1 extra hit. Somero will go for the workshop. And this is where OG Daddy might need to start pretending he's gonna do a fat slob game and get this passage walled up. Because he cannot let his own eco get raided. He needs to get his Schluckta Privileged Cavalier out. That looks like what he's going for. More castles here. Uzi and Slam. Have the fires subdued. Yeah, that was a couple weeks ago for us now. A couple of years ago when it last happened, I wasn't really affected, but this time, it really got to me. For a good week. So, okay, Kasva brought the feudal archers to the opposite flank, so they can now die to castles and mangonels. And onagers. Although those archers will scout the castles. Good job there. They'll see the castles. Well, they know they're being pushed here. And immediately Stone Please says, I don't have enough stone walls. 3 layers are not enough. I need more. Let's send the Vils. Send the Vils. Get the walls up. Power's going right down. And we'll have the Cyan Pocket Paladin from Chrissyboo. No bloodlines, though. Yeah, very good expensive scouts, those. Yep. Let's go down to the onagers. Ram push continues. Vil's going down. I'm just going for the lumber camp. Yeah, he is living up to his name. Upgrading from stone wall to fortified wall. And doing everything he can to stop the ram push. Siege ram just about in for the Celts. Slam's going to have Celt siege rams. Now, meanwhile, onagers soon to be in for Somero, and he will want to cut. So here is the walling play from OG Daddy. And I still don't know what he's going to do against the Japanese. It's oddly enough, it feels like Arbalest might even be the best play from him. FedEx wall and everything. FedEx still in the castle age, so he's not going to be helping with anything other than fortified walls. This push almost through. This will probably be when it breaks. And yes, there is Slam. He is through. He's into the economy. Stone Please has to run the Vils. Stone Please, this is where you check. Does he have handcart? He does, so the Vils are faster. They can run faster. And Genoese crossbowmen, along with Slam's push. Lots of Vils dying by the Rams. Hard cannon for Chrissyboo. Still in the back. As the Genoese crossbowmen come forward, they'll start picking off Vils. Vils on the farm's going down. Alright, as long as the onagers get the TC, it'll be good to keep pouring on through. Oh, the Celts are strong, but then so are the Japanese. How do the Japanese fare against the Celts when they meet each other? As it looks like the teams are going to start rotating around the map. Lots of stone walls still here. That's about it. What? I mean, what does OG Daddy do? The Poles, they have bombard towers, right? That's maybe the best thing they can do now. Just to try to stop the onagers. I'm mining a bunch of stone. They have some cannon out. Remember, they don't themselves even have Palb. So they can't really fight paladins all that well either. And the pushes on both sides are now. The scores are so close. Continuing. And maybe this push into OG Daddy's base stalls out because OG Daddy gets first into Chrissyboo's base. Gets into Chrissyboo's base. Cavalier's gonna start raiding. Here come the Paladins. Paladins now fighting the Vils. Up, there's a monk. He's just like, I just want to put this relic in the monastery. Paladins don't let the old man get there. So OG Daddy now, I think he's taken more damage so far than Chrissyboo is. Chrissyboo, a nice castle right central in his economy. But now he has Burgundian Paladins against Genoese crossbowmen. That's not going to be all that great for the Paladins. Genbo's microed a bit will pick them off. Managers take the workshop. And it's still a 3-player push with Celt Siege. Now, though, what happens here? Slam is walled, but the Vills from OG Daddy are running. Good thing for the Poles, though, is if they have to reboom, they'll make more Folvarki and place farms around him and get the instant food drop-off. He does need to get crop rotation. So far, he is lost his base. And now they have to worry about FedEx, because, I mean, you don't want FedEx to be defeated. FedEx doing masonry, he'll hold as long as he can. But at least Stone Please did manage to run. Now, who can base trade faster? It feels like Somero's team? I mean, Slam's team has the lead in score. And maybe the Celts are just insane enough, as it feels like Chrissy Brew is pretty far ahead of OG Daddy. But then, I mean, FedEx still is ahead of Stone Please. Everyone's an imp. The Celt Siege will melt buildings faster than the Japanese Siege will. The Japanese are limited in their siege options, only capped ram and siege engineers. So there's not a big base-destroying unit here for Somero's team. And, I mean, OG Daddy can't fight this, but that's okay as long as he can fight over here. As long as he can do something useful. Look at all the siege from Slam. He can just onager the castles if he wants to at this point. He can onager the paladins. Remember, if you micro properly, siege onager counters paladin. Yeah, that missed the shot there. Let's even get a good attack ground like that one. There we go. Doesn't really have many halbs out, but that's okay because his teammate has gen crossbows. And if Uzi is Genoese crossbowmen to slaughter the paladins, Slam doesn't need halbs, he just has more population for siege. Yeah, look at Slam go, 14k score. And Cataparuto Trebs, but yeah, Cataparuto Trebs require castles. We only have one castle here from Somero. Yeah, he has. He's got 11 Trebs queued. But you need to deploy them and get them forward. And yeah, maybe they can kill FedEx. I mean, this might be a situation where FedEx gets defeated, but his team can still win. Somero might need some more castles. As I mean, you do kind of want to save your stone for Yasama Towers too, as the Japanese. So you might not have that many castles to begin with. It's a bit of a trade-off for what you decide to prioritize. And so far, Slam, no trade-offs for him. Just prioritize the Rams. A few halbs to put in the Rams here and there. Market's now going down for Chrissy Boo. Somero's team isn't going to have trade. Slam's team, I mean, I guess neither team has trade. If they don't have trade, then the pole player can go Winged Hussars. Honestly, Slam's team could trade from here to here. And I think that's what they're doing. There's Uzi doing a market. And that might be their trade route. Has some Cavaliers here from OG Daddy. Just gonna scout down the passage, see if there's anything they can do. Ours hit the Cavaliers. They'll run through. We're not really gonna find much. A flood of Paladins come from behind. So 67 Vills for OG Daddy, down to 53 Vills, but 45 fishing ships for Chrissy Boo. So Chrissy Boo, happy still to have that pond for his economy. Why is he not running Vills to yellow? Because there are Yasama keeps between himself and yellow. I don't know how he gets there. I mean, he could delete walls and just try to run everything here. Maybe he needs to do that. Herbalist killing Vills. I don't know. I feel like Slam's team has momentum. But yeah, if FedEx did have a few Vills over here and wasn't going to be defeated, then they'd be better. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Arbalests here from Kasva, all dying to the Celt siege onagers. I don't think the Yasama Towers even help too much. I think the Celts can destroy them. Well, oh yeah, now we're at Maya versus Celts, so Kasva's kind of useless now, I guess. All the siege onagers. Oh, Slam. Slam, careful. Oh, he notices he's careful of his own Treb. Gosh, Slam, the micro. Bombard cannon from Uzi, cheap for the Italians, still contributing to the push. As FedEx now... I mean, we have seen Memb get defeated while his team still won. You might see FedEx get defeated while his team still wins. Slam now with some Halbs pushing back. No Samurai, so he could go Woad Raiders. Honestly, Condottieri wouldn't be that bad of an option here, even just against the Halbs. Xing down there from Kasva as OG Daddy is raiding with some Cavaliers. If he runs 20 vills, then 5 might survive. I mean, he's still at a point where he feels he can hold somewhat. I mean, he can't take a direct fight against enemy army, but if the enemy army is not getting forward because it's dying to siege onagers in the back, that's one thing. And Celt Siege Rams, a great counter to the Yasama keeps. Somero can't stop this push. And I mean, he can't really go infantry with or cav archers with the Genoese crossbowmen. Can't really go arbs with the siege onager. So what I was thinking was Somero was great against the Poles. Now can't really fight the Celt Italian combo. And I mean, what really can against this many siege onagers? This many siege rams, 17 siege rams. And Kasva patrolling the arbs. And Somero's team will call the GG. As Slam's team will hold on. FedEx will not die. He'll get some Condottieri out with 80 hit points. Did he do Ferreters? He didn't do Ferreters there, no. So they can get to 110 hit points. And they will hold on. And do you need a bombard cannon? Early on, maybe. Right? Because I usually think gunpowder is good against the Celts. Maybe the push was just too quickly for that. This came too quickly as Chrissy Boo was focusing on the Cavaliers, but dang, Slam carrying that game. With the Ram push, Celt Pond booming to Rams. That must have felt good for Slam. I mean, Chrissy Boo killed 272 units with the Paladins. It's hard to say he needed more military, but he still somehow needed more military. Stone Please, despite all of the walling, was obliterated in an instant. He only had 9 kills that game. And OG Daddy as the sub still had over 200 kills. Almost always have a negative KD as the Poles, but it worked out for him. All this res for Slam. And honestly, with Slam able to dominate 2 pockets, basically, in terms of just the res collected. Somero and Chrissy Boo both had good ecos. Slam had a good eco. Everyone else much farther behind, but didn't matter. Uzi didn't really need much of an eco for the Gen crossbows. Oh man, that was great. Gee, Daddy, coming on. Substitution player is playing strong. Alright, so that is a win for Team Slam. Are these games live? So we had 2 sets that were played overlapping. So the Slam's team might still be in a game in this set. I just casted game 1. Alright, I am going to take a quick break myself and find the next wreck and try not to be spoiled while I do so. So stay tuned, I'll be right back, and we'll get into game 2. Right, sorry for the wait, but I think I grabbed the Rex. And I did so without seeing the results, so I did not spoil myself. Which is very hard. Let me just get caught up on YouTube chat. Okay. Change there. So, next game, here we go. Game number 2. So we'll have Somero's team to the north this time, Slam's team to the south. For Somero, it'll be the Tupi, Koreans, Huns, and Burmese. Sipki coming on for Stone Please. For Slam's team, the same players will have Uzi, Slam, OG Daddy, and FedEx, Turks, or Vikings, Turks, Way, and Berbers. So this is one passage on the right between Sipki and FedEx. The left is a bit more complicated. There's one long and narrow passage from Uzi to Kasva filled with bears, boars, and then there's a passage from Uzi to Krisibu. Now, Uzi, the Viking flank, they won't have any Dark Age bonus, and there are no pawns on the map, so they won't be giving a fish boom to anyone else on their team, or a fish boom bonus with the cheaper docks. Champion Scout goes down right away for Sipki. Hello, Mandigalingo, how you doing? We're in for the last minutes of the first game, so I understand it was Celt domination by Slam. And hello, Messenger. So, walls going up for FedEx. FedEx, Berber flank, faster moving Vills, good Vill fighting Civ. Bears, so far, 2 bears attacking Kasva's Vills. Good thing he did Loom. But he will be forward. Could try to lame that boar from Uzi, should he want to. Only 3 deers by the looks of it, too, on this map. So boar laming could be pretty nice. We'll have some Vill fights in the middle. Looks like, let's go to the Eco KD screen. No one losing a Vill yet, but some scouts going down. Loom also for Krisibu, who will need it, as Uzi is going to go forward with a Vill of his own. Will Krisibu see that? Yes, because of the Koreans team bonus now. The Koreans team bonus now. Remember when it used to be extra onager range? Now it is extra line of sight on the Vills. That Civ bonus became a team bonus. Which, I mean, is, again, a useful Rage Forest bonus because you can spot sneaks better. And there we have Krisibu seeing the Vill. The Koreans of Civ who have had 3 very different and all very useful team bonuses throughout their Age of Empires existence. That's a boar under the TC. I have an X over here from Sipki. Maybe thinking they need to wall in between themselves at some point. So another boar under the TC for FedEx. As the walling seems to have kind of calmed down, no big Vill fights here. And Sipki so far leaving himself unwalled. Might end up fighting for that in feudal. 2 people, remember, can garrison in the settlements if we have some intense Vill fighting that comes forward, so they can hop in and out. 1 Vill loss from Kasva. 1 Vill loss from Kasva. Finally, he died then. I don't see a kill from anyone, so he must have died to a bear or to a boar. Do we see a corpse anywhere? It's a weak Vill. It killed the bear. Anyway, the wildlife not being kind to Kasva this game. Triple boar lore from FedEx. Should be able to get that in nicely. Speedy Berber Vill makes it a lot easier. Nope, it ran too far away from the TC though, but it gets them all nicely there. So an X as... Wait, what the heck? So Uzi did some walls here. And now Krisibu is going to wall off those walls and spend a villager thinking that there's a sneak back here, when there's not. The sneak's over here. Also, Uzi completely baited them. Is going to make him look for a sneak in here. And meanwhile, his forward Vill's out causing some mayhem, laming the Ibexes over here. Oh, what are these plays from Uzi? He's playing some 5D chess with that. Is that FedEx giving him some tips? So forward vills, yeah, and CP not going to let that wall be so peaceful forever. Sending vills forward. What are those houses? Was he trying to lure boars? I don't know what it was, but he's doing a tower now. Tower forward, double, triple palisades even from FedEx to secure this. The tower, let's see, can be walled out here too. FedEx can just pull back. 2 minutes away from the feudal age before he can do the stone walls. So Xing here. Oh, wait. Oh, no. He walled in one of Chrissy Boo's vills with the bear. Chrissy Boo has loom. So the bear won't get the kill. But wait a minute. One wall here, and then he can get through. So now Chrissy Boo has his own villager walled in by Uzi's sneak. Uzi just put Chrissy Boo's Ville back here in RF jail. The 3 boars are walled in too, so he can't get to the boars. This is crazy. Oh, he deleted the walls. He has a bit of, and he's getting free. He's free. He's free. That Ville's fight. So this Ville can go cause some more mayhem somewhere. Chrissy Boo will try to block. She'll just try to get through. Somehow there are 8 villagers here, and that Ville will find her way through all of them. And get away. And he is the Viking, so if he ever does get to the feudal age, he'll get free wheelbarrow, and that Ville will get faster. Ooh, he needs to get to feudal, though. Nice blocking there from Chrissy Boo. He had the Ville walled. But finally she does go down. But that caused some mayhem. Definitely a bit annoying for Chrissy Boo to deal with. I think when this palisade goes down, the Ville still is walled in. Yeah, so you'll delete everything, and the Ville still is walled. I mean, yeah, I guess he wanted to get to the boars anyway. Maybe that's what Uzi was doing, just walling off the boars. And it wasn't just looking for a sneak, it was he didn't want the triple boar lore. Speaking of sneaks, what has Kasva been doing here? Kasva's forward, he's got a spear in an archery range. And considering Uzi's still in the Dark Age, if 5 archers with fletching, oh, but Slam, he's jamming. He saw it. Slam actively checking for sneaks with his scout, doesn't get poked by the spear, runs away. So where, oh, he's even going to delete the walls around the black bear to get the black bear to aggro and attack the spear. Oh, and he's going to run the scout over to the other bear. Wait a minute. That bear is going to fight too. The bears are not being kind to Kasva this game. Remember, he has a dead Ville already. And now the bear is going to come attack his feudal age army. Slow that down. Why not mill the boars with that Ville? With only 1 Ville? I mean, maybe if you're the Jurchens. But other than that, you're going to have too much decay. Okay, so now the lure is coming in. Accidentally right-clicking a farm, so it's a farmer luring the boars. This palisade. Boars spinning around. Oh, well, boars will be close to the TC. Oh, almost under the TC. Almost there. So, tower rush on the side. Tower rush on the side. Ville is just trying to take down the wall. So, CP wanting to get forward. So, even though FedEx got the early walls, he's now in a situation where he has to defend. Because the walls were kind of far back. Or early, but that just led to a tower fight. So another archery range up now for Uzi. As the archers here from Kasva have to pull back. We'll have a castle up for Slam. As more walls are built for Chrissy Boo. So that'll be the first stage of the push from Slam. And Chrissy Boo will have to... honestly, these walls might not go up in time. Slam might get through. And Chrissy Boo is going to have to do something quick to wall behind this. Because he will be in a dangerous spot against Slam. It'll just be a castle. And he is still just in the feudal age, so these walls will not be all that strong. think the walls are finished now. There's no hole there. That wall already on half HP. I don't know how he walls behind this. So Mangonel here from OG Daddy. Repairing it, repairing against double towers is tough. He needs FedEx to help there. There's only one Vil. Wow, this is crazy. The double towers are crazy with all the arrows they shoot. But double towers, you Mangonel right between both of them, and you attack both of them. And both go down, one after the other. For Sipki. Another tower in the back. As the Janissary push now for Slam as the Turks is beginning. Kasva is still forward. He's trying to do a stable. Uzi will try to clear that with skirms. Scouts would be there to deal with the skirms, but not up in time. That Vil will have to run. Burmese is able to do some archers and skirms. They won't have the second armor in the Castle Age. It's not the best archer civ, but the wood bonus, they get the free wood upgrades. Can at least go for a few archers. So nothing really pushing on the right. The real danger is just that forward, and now Slam taking Chrissy Boo off of the gold. Chrissy Boo walling off Somero, so Somero doesn't get hit. Slam gets a good number of Janissaries. I wonder if he ever considers petards to go through here and then try to hit Somero if he's not expecting it. So Cav Archers now from the Huns. The Huns, honestly, if you can get Cav Archers, one of the best units for dealing with Janissaries, I think. The follow-up then for Slam would be to get a forward workshop with Mangonels to deal with the Cav Archers. But if it's only Janissaries, Cav Archers can handle that. Slam Fast Imp could be a thing. There's the workshop. I think Slam might just invest a bit more into the feudal push. Let's swap over to the resource panel now so we can see when anyone's trying to get Imp. And Macrodon, thank you very much for the follow. I mean for the raid. The raid. Welcome everyone. Welcome to some Rage Forest. Scorpions there for Slam. Bloodlines, Bowsaw here for Chrissy Boo. And Atten, hello. Lovely skirmisher emote you got there for these lovely skirmishers. Who will kill another lovely skirmisher, but lovely nevertheless. Mangonel from OG Daddy coming over to help. So OG Daddy so far destroyed 2 towers with a Mangonel. 4 TC Boomin coming over to help his other pocket keep the sneak away with a Mangonel. We'll get a gate up. And now we'll help protect Slam so that Slam can keep this push jamming. So there are the Scorpions. So not going Mangonels, going Scorpions. I would have thought Mangonels here so you could push both the TC and the Cav Archers. But just Scorpions. Well, maybe he doesn't want to push the TC with Mangonels if he just goes for another castle. So there is the castle drop. It's a very forward castle from Slam. Maybe Chrissy Boo needs to run up here. So 13 Janissaries, 13 Cav Archers. With the Scorpion, how does this fight go? Ballistics is on the way for the Cav Archers. It's not in yet. Slam trying to micro, but enough Cav Archers are out that I think they can deal with most of the Janissaries. But not enough of them to the point where the castle can be stopped. Also, the Cav Archers, they do have bloodlines now, so 1 knight from the stable might have been useful for picking off Scorpions. Still could be. But the castle goes up, and it goes up right on Chrissy Boo's face. Chrissy Boo getting another TC. So starting TC is hit by the castle. There's FedEx up to the Castle Age. Uzi up in Kasva, he is a minute away. Haven't been going for this forward. He even destroys a Mangonel. Out micros a Mangonel with feudal skirms. Hit your skirm emotes in the chat. Whatever skirm emote you have, get it there. And now Somero even gonna tower the walls in the middle to stay extra safe. Make sure that the Janissaries don't get through. We'll have that free Korean guard tower. Where the tower isn't free, but the upgrade from watch to guard tower is free. And several barracks now for Somero. Does he go Fire Lancer? That's curious. I think whatever he'd do from barracks would probably die to the Janissaries. I mean, Janissary Scorpion feels like he should counter barracks units. Same as hard carry in his team. That's what you expect from Slam, right? So walls over here. Breached a bit, but no one really pushing. And ooh, downside of... Wait, can Somero one-shot the castle foundation? Can he one-shot it? Can he one-shot it? Oh, he wasn't looking. 84 HP though. A rocket car can take it down. Slam 65 HP on the foundation. He deletes it. He deletes it. Oh, Somero did not notice the damage he could have done. That was close. I think at the time, Somero may be thinking of getting some workshops and rocket carts over here in Seepkey's base, ready to help this side. Looks like the skirms from Uzi able to clear this. Because he is castle now, so he is benefiting from the free wheelbarrow and handcart. I'll just delete some walls. And castle from Somero, is that castle a doubt castle? Not quite 50% done. And Slam is still there with Janissaries. Scorpions too. This is where I kind of wanted to see one mangonel. Slam's gonna do his castle in a spot where if it goes up, it could deny this one. Does Somero commit? He's put a lot of stone into it already. You might need to view that simply as a sunk cost. Yeah, both players with the castle denied in the same spot. So castle here, there from OG Daddy. That'll clean the rest of Kasva's forward. And if he wants to triple this side with the way and go Cav and early imp, that's maybe the best place to use the way. But wait a minute. No, Slam, his castle's denied. We have some elephants. Elephants now from Kasva as the Burmese. What the heck? He went from full feudal to full elephant. 1 TC elephant out of nowhere. And that'll deny the castle. Kasva with elephants from the flank. After his forward is stopped, he's just going elephants. He doesn't need eco. He's got 50 vills already. 57 vills. He's got more vills than his pocket. Oh, wow. This is amazing play on the flank from Kasva. Slam's push now completely stopped by the elephants. The elephants might go down to the Janissaries. But this castle now... left out to dry, as is this foundation. Somero finishes his castle, and we'll have a defensive castle from Chrissy Boo, as all of a sudden Kasva saves the day, he saves Chrissy Boo. And we'll have 1, 2, 3 TCs up here for Kasva. And Somero now, his imp is a bit slowed down, but he's still got 4 TCs. 133 vills, Halb heavy rocket cart. No one pushing over here. And no one walling either. This is still maybe a tricky spot as Seepkey's up to imp. And he looks like it'll be the Blackwood Archers play. Seepkey. Elephants chasing the Tiger Cav over on the other side. Bill's going down. Mangonel down. The Tiger Cav killing the Halbs. Treb hitting the castle. Janissaries are taking down the Tiger Cav. Rocket carts are pushing. Somero now taking a big score lead, and since Slam was pushing, he wasn't booming. And he won't have the artillery cannon out to deal with the Koreans right away. Will he be overrun by the Vikings? We do have 77 Vils and Imp, along with 3 wheelbarrow and handcart for Uzi. With 4 TCs, he'll be Imp with a pretty healthy eco. Simply to go for an Arb Ram push. More ranges, so it looks like that's what he'll likely do. Arb Ram. Castle from OG Daddies. It looks likely for OG Daddy to triple the west with more cav, as he's been trying to do to help a push, if a bit late. But Elephant Halb again. You're getting... I said Somero liked his elephant infantry combinations. We have it here. Halb Elephant. Your Tiger Cav seems to be Paper Tiger. I mean, they are elite now, right? So I just Castle Age Battle Elephants. Tiger Cav should get more attack. And army not really making progress anywhere. We'll have the Blackbird Archers here from CP go into the middle as FedEx walls. We'll have almost 50 tiles of fortified wall here. Only stone walls, though, from CP, so at any point, if FedEx booms, has a bunch of camel archers, maybe you just run through. 100 cut. Yeah, no army. He has 0 military, literally no army. But 124 Vils. So some more keeps forward for Somero, and it looks like this is the only place people are pushing. Well, 3 castles now will be constructed in total in FedEx's base. And that'll be for Camel Archer production. How did Blackbird Archers do against Camel Archers? That I don't know. But it might bring CPK back to the other side instead of in here. So lots of trebs for Somero still, as the way try to go traction trebs. I'll see how the traction trebs fare against these heavy rocket carts. Rocket carts are going down. Yeah, Tiger Cav is anti-archer, but more in the Castle Age when it has high Pierce armor. Less so in Imp, since it doesn't get the final armor upgrade. Or, yes, it doesn't get the final armor upgrade, and even less so against the poison damage. She ignores armor anyway. Oh, that is a nice rocket cart shot. Oh, oh, the Tiger Cav crumble into one heap as Somero gets a beautiful attack ground. Oh, now the Blackbird Archers are pushing. They can pick off the Tiger Cav. Yeah, all in Castle Age Burmese elephants paying off. Indeed, he's got 16 elephants. He can boom now. And I mean, what are the Vikings going to do against elephants? Pikemen with extra HP and chieftains? Berserks? Don't think either of them work. It's not like it's the Malay elephants, so they can't just go Arbs and hope they can get enough numbers. And FedEx trying to push now too, so we might be rotating a bit around the map. But here are the Blackbird Archers. They trade in pairs, so you get them out very quickly. And oh my gosh, he's picking off the cannon. He's picking off FedEx's cannon. The Camel Archer is not able to protect them. Cannon hitting one of the Blackwood archers. But this push here, I don't think it can be stopped. Can artillery stop it? That's got to be the hope for Slam. He does have artillery. +2 range for the bombard cannon and for the bombard towers. So the bombard towers now equal the Korean keeps at 13 range. If you want to, you could build them exactly at the edge of the range and then have the bombard towers destroy the keeps. Because I think that the 124 attack of the bombard towers actually takes down the keeps. They only have 9 pierce armor. That's one of a tricky thing you can do is the Turks. Bombard towers actually can be anti-building. So the ram push here from Uzi will have the Cyan Pocket Paladins from Chrissy Boo. I think this is simply Kasva walls everything. Then goes Elephants while the Pocket can send Paladins here if necessary. And that should clean the entire push. Or the rocket carts from behind. Oh, what would I say? Send the Paladins? Just send them from behind. Rocket carts can't even hit anything, but it's fine. This is not going to get in. The walls are up in time. The Cavaliers are there. The Paladin upgrade is on its way. And the Rams will be destroyed. The walls will not be breached. Just a bit of a scratch on them. That's about it. So the Vills from Uzi, he is running. He says, nope, I'm being pushed way too hard. I gotta run. And chop through this area to open up the trade a bit. We'll have a ton of markets on the edge. From Uzi and OG Daddy. And then they can trade to the markets in the other side of the map from FedEx. Slam doesn't have any trade yet from what I can tell. Yeah, Tiger Cat Vikings does feel like a weak imp combo. As strong as the Turks are, this looks like we're going to get a 1-to-1 set. But I want to call it prematurely. We have a lot of game left. No one's really pushing yet. Uzi just fallen back. But Turk Bombard Towers will take a long time to push. What does the Silver Way tech do? I believe it's the units. Yeah, the Tunshin tech. So soldiers passively produce food. If you have a bunch of soldiers on the map, you'll get a trickle of food. You can kind of see that, the ones place digit trickling up ever so slightly. Yeah, FedEx, interesting. Eco, 84 vills on wood. FedEx might need to rebalance that just a bit. But I think he's trying to go full trade cart eco. Just full wood and trade cart for Camel Archer. Camel Archer Bombard Cannon. And probably better to take wood and sell it than take wood, turn it into food, and then sell food. So that's probably the right eco balance if he wants to get as many trade carts as he can in a short time. But he has to be selling wood to do that. He does have Elite Camel Archer. I heard something get deleted. And he's got how many cannon here? They can get a huge shot on the Blackwood Archers at some point. This is pretty well defended with keeps. That castle. These bombard cannon. The Berbers, they do get siege engineers, right? But he doesn't have it yet. Alright, and now here come the Paladins. Here come the Paladins. So the Paladins trudging down the right. The Elephants now, Elite Battle Elephant on the left. The Bombard Cannon destroying that group of Blackwood Archers. As the Paladins try to jump the cannon, those are a lot of cannon. Berber cannon, they don't have the extra HP of the Turk ones. Yes, but FedEx in trouble 2v1. How strong are the Camel Archers? Every castle he loses is production he's losing. That castle will crumble. The Camel Archers trying to find little spaces between the workshop and the houses to fall back. Don't know if they have much more room to do so. I'll try to take down the Paladins. Retreat to the TCs. Castle's getting more arrow fire on the Paladins. Paladins going down. Blackwood Archers will be killing some of the elite Tiger Cav too. 295 population. That is the Blackwood Archers count as half population, they're like a karambit. So, yes, he has this many units, but he doesn't have that much population space. That makes sense, because the units are half pop. And big elephant push here into a line of bombard towers, and honestly, bombard towers do at least threaten the elephants, I think a bit more than keeps do. Enough attack, they can hit the elephants well. And oh, more cannon shots devastating the Blackwood archers. And over here, can FedEx hold? He's got a couple of towers still. He has his ally, so he's not dead yet, but it will be 3 players here. As Somero is microing the rocket carts on both sides, Somero go in siege, and they want slowly but surely to take out the bombard towers. Oh man, those Blackwood archers. Also, you get your resources back when you lose them. So they are crazy. Yeah, nice army numbers from Somero, but that will roller coaster up and down as he tanks bombard cannon hits. Elephants forward, they will fight the elite Tiger Cav. Halbs forward for Somero. Treb going for the workshop. Okay. I can snooze the ad with 1 second left on my countdown timer for another 5 minutes. So, elephant here. Yeah, could the elephant army simply push the towers? Again, you know, the Turks, they only have spears, they don't have halbs. They have to go heavy camels to fight the elephants. The Berbers, again, a camel civ. I think the way the only civ with halbs on the team, right? They have halbs, the Berbers don't. So yeah, elephants are going to be very hard to deal with. Here's another X on the side from FedEx. He's saying, oh no, I'm being pushed. I might need some help. The Tiger Cav, what can they do? There's a lot of even more towers for Somero. Just got to check what's the price of stone. Only 177, so he's got a lot of stone left for towers. Paladins charging in, the Tiger Cav charging back. I don't even know how to see all the fight. The Camel Archers fighting the Paladins. The Tiger Cav in the front look like they're going to go down. That's a lot of Blackwood Archers for the Tupi. Heavy rocket carts clearing more of the Cav. As the Trebs go for the castle. That castle looks like it'll go down. And the armies are cleared. The Tiger Cav are gone. There's nothing left on the field but Camel Archers. And as the castles are destroyed, their production will stop. One more big fight from FedEx against the Blackwood Archers with the Camel Archers, but there's a good rocket cart shot. The rocket carts make this so hard for the Camel Archers to engage. The other side, there are now elephants starting to run amok in the economy of Uzi. Uzi's still 149 vills, and he did manage to run away. So it's not like he completely lost his eco, and Slam will keep slamming down more bombard towers. They don't have splash damage on them, so they don't destroy the Blackwood Archers the way the bombard cannon do for the Turks. And those Blackwood Archers are just chilling there. 93 of them. How do you even control them? You can't put them all in one group. 93 archers. Cannon keep pushing. The elephants now have to run back for Kaswa. That's the win condition. I'm not sure. I don't know if their civs can do this at this point. Imagine a rocket cart shot now and all those grouped up Camel Archers. There's a rocket cart share. Make our dreams... Or there's a rocket cart right there, so make our dreams... True Somero now with a retreat from FedEx. He's got 80 Camel Archers, 97 vills, 90 plus Camel Archers. He's trying to go full trade plus Camel Archer. But he's kind of 1v3 over here and can't hold up against all the composition of the different units from 3 players. Bit of a jump there. The Camel Archers pushing forward. There are more cannon shots there. Some cannon now from FedEx's the Berbers. The push here rather slow, as it's defensive cannon and defensive towers for Slam against the slow Treb push. But maybe that just means the Trebs turn to the side and destroy another castle? They do see it. They could go for it. Try to destroy castles here. The Trebs have castles from 3 players they could try to go for. As the Trebs will start going for Slam's castle. They'll deploy on it. And more forward keeps. The keeps tearing through the Camel Archers, giving some support to the Blackwood Archers. Turk Cannon are the only ones that would outrange the keeps. Here against the Bombard Cannon, they don't even have Siege Engineers yet. And we'll check again, they do still have it as a possibility. These towers would tear them apart. Comes going down to the Camel Archers as that castle crumbles. Bombard Cannon pushing the archers back. Camel Archers here fighting the Paladins. Paladins getting pushed back. We'll have some Xing here as it looks like the Elephant Stampede. 61 elephants. They've just decided the armies are broken here. We'll rush down the towers with the elephants. Oh, let's go. Elephant Stampede. The cannon falling back for Slam. And this is looking like it's going to be GG in just a moment, as I don't think anywhere on Slam's team is holding anymore. Slam, he had a good push with the Janissaries. Felt like he was going to get some momentum with that castle, but the elephants in the Castle Age from Kasva sneak forward into Castle Age defensive elephants are going to carry his team to victory. What a play from Kasva. Ah, dang, GG's. And Team Somero will tie this at 1-1. Check in on YouTube. YouTube, Twitch. And check the stats. So, military, how many kills did we have there? 400 kills from FedEx, which honestly is crazy for Camel Archers, but also he's against Blackwood Archers, so that's 444 deaths for Siepke. GG. And economy, OG Daddy coming on with the highest eco, but the way are just, yeah. I really don't think they're a good imp civ. And that'll be most fills, 163 for Somero. Alright, so thank you all for watching. Nice to have between Twitch and YouTube over at like 300 viewers. So, let's see, Twitch just played an ad, so I can't do one between the games, so we'll just update the scoreboard and hop into game number 3. So, did I not check off the teams for the first game? I thought I did. Okay, so Celts and Turks they both used. They had Italians in the first game, Berbers in that game, Armenians and Vikings in the first game, then Wei, and then Poles. That's everything they use, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yep. Then over here for Team Somero, I need to check off the losses, though. That was losses in this game. Get that right. Vikings, Berbers, right. And for Somero, it's a win for the Koreans, a loss for the Japanese, loss for the Bengalis, win for the... or loss for the Burgundians. Oh, I gotta remember the first game now. Win for the Tupi. Win for the Burmese Elephants. And what else did they use in game 1? Was it the Inca or the Huns? Oh, I opened game 1 again, so I'll accidentally figure this out. Was... oh, the Maya. The Maya, of course. Blank Kasva. There we are. Alright. It's hard enough to remember the last game. Remembering 2 games ago is tricky. Alright, so we'll just head right into game number 3. That's wrong with Tiger Cab and Imp. They just fall off. They're not that good of a unit compared to some of the other power units. They'll lose to elephants. They still die to archers. Yeah, they got a lot of attack, but I think they're still mostly a Castle Age unit. Huns win. Open Huns win. Huns win. Thank you. Huns win. Alright. Game 3. Tatars, Inca, and Aztecs. Well, they are played in the current game. Haru, they're played in the current game. This is Uzi as the red Muisca against Kasfa as the gray Inca. Chrissy is missing res. We need to check. Is he? What's he missing? Up. Oh, wait. This isn't game 3. This is a wreck. Alright, I didn't get the right file. Alright. So there's a restore. I need to find the right file then. Complete that. And now I need to find the file. Okay, they must have been in the middle of that game. They're not still in the middle of the game, or where I'd like watch live from the start. No. This hasn't been added to their page on Wikipedia, so it's not on the dashboard. I gotta go back to the profile. The rec was 33 seconds long. Alright. So, alright, here we go. Slam, Somero game 3. Sure I don't get spoiled. The civs are the only remaining civs they have. So here we go. Rage Forest. Slam Somero. Slam, I think, needs the win to have a shot at the playoffs, so he's not 1 and 2 overall. So, Slam's team to the southwest, Somero to the northeast. It'll be 2 pawns per team. One in a pocket, 1 on a flank. It'll be, for Slam's team, Muisca, Sicilians, Byzantines, and Hindustanis. Byzantines is a pocket. Interesting choice there. For Somero's team, Inca, Tatars, Aztecs, and Mapuche. So I don't think these are really particularly good civs for Rage Forest for either set, but maybe I'm going to favor Slam's team. I mean, Sicilians, Byzantines, Hindustani should be okay. Muisca can go Siege Onager. Kind of surprised to see Byzantines a pocket instead of the Muisca, who can go Siege Onager, but I guess Byzantines can go Cataphracts. Maybe they just want Cataphracts against the Aztecs pocket of Somero. So they'll fight right away. Now, Uzi versus Kasfa. This passage, particularly a focus of Kasfa for protecting his pawn. Let's go to the Vil KD screen. Nice blocking of the Vil there. Pocket scouts trying to get the kill on each other. Scout forced back. Uzi's Vils chase Kasfa. And they'll get into a fight on the side. They'll have to pull back. And Uzi not going to get a forward wall. He was pretty far ahead of the passage, but didn't turn to wall. On the other side, FedEx didn't fight for the wall. CP got a very forward wall. And this is a complete Swiss cheese style map, as I don't even know how you wall the passages in the middle here. Like where do these passages even go? I mean, I guess Slam's team got super safe pawns compared to the other side. I mean, this pawn is in the pocket, but it's like every single player on the enemy team has like multiple passages to hit this pond. I think Somero has a safe Aztecs boom in the back. Aztecs booming against the Byzantine pocket doesn't feel right. Maybe he needs to do something aggressive. Feels maybe okay against Hindustanis, but Shiitake hand cannoneers would still be scary. And Vil's attacking the wall. There are 6 Vils for Kasfa. And he's still trying to fight Uzi over in the north around the lake. He would love to make sure that his lake is under his control. As Scout there for Slam chases the Vil from Kasva. He'll help get an extra hit from Uzi. Uzi could turn and try to wall this should he want to now. And we'll have a wall behind there from Kasva. Arctic Wolf attacking a Vil from OG Daddy. Maybe he doesn't have Loom. If he was thinking of lowering the boars, he'll need to be extra careful now. Had the Scout there, so he might still block and go for it. We'll have an X there from Somero, maybe saying where the boars are. And some forward walls from FedEx up this passageway. Team Slam. Boars under the TC there for Chrissy Boo. Mill there on the berries. Or taken under the TC. Next here from Somero as the Arctic Wolf chases the Vil. Vil will have to then run down to the south. And the Champion Scout will attack the Palisade Wall from FedEx. As we'll have a triple lure, so some teamwork here. Chrissy Boo protecting Somero's Vil, but the Vil will run to an Arctic Wolf. The Wolf gets a bite, but that should be okay. Extra line of sight on the Wolf, so the Vil can actually run pretty far away now. Boars will keep chasing, as that Scout from Chrissy Boo will block, and Somero should get them back without an issue. OG Daddy now sending a Vil to go for the boars. 2 Vils there. See, no one's lost a Vil so far. In terms of idle time, Kasva and Uzi pretty high. OG Daddy, 29 seconds is the pocket. That's a bit rough. He does have a dock, so we do have both pockets docking for this team. We do have... Oh, wait, FedEx. FedEx got a forward Vil. I said these passages were crazy, and FedEx agrees. He gets a forward Vil now on Somero's pond. Somero had gone to dock the other... He'd gone to dock Chrissy Boo's pond. Alright, will the team see that? They do now. Chrissy Boo luckily setting a Vil that way. They see the dock. FedEx 20 seconds away from being up. But very far away from being up is Somero, so FedEx can do one fire and destroy all the fishing ships. Watchtower up here from FedEx. As Vils here from CP still try to break through the wall. And Tower Rush on the bottom. Forward dock also from Uzi, so Slam's team has a dock on all 4 of the ponds right now. Complete pond domination early on, but they might need to play this game like Arabia from this point out with how open it is. This is honestly one of the craziest generations I've seen. Well, that's why we love Black Forest. It can give you maps like this. You have to adapt to them. So Hulk from FedEx. Part of me would have opened fires and think you could take down the dock. Would this actually be crazy? Can you actually just do like 5 tiles of palisade to wall the dock off so it can't be repaired? Then make 2 fires to take it down? Because Hulks will take it down more slowly. Yeah, I mean, Hulk first is standard, but you had such a... I guess you don't know, like, what Somero's Castle Age timing is, so it's easier for me to say that you open with the fire. But the fires are better at taking down the dock here. So if you did know you were that big, had that big of a difference, I think there's an argument that you go fires, but the hard thing is knowing it. So stable there for Chrissy Boo. Hopefully he can find and take that Vil for his team's sake. And Slam's still Dark Age, but Dark Age with a free fish boob. He has 11 fishing ships already. He had 4 shorefish in this pond. He is up to feudal. He is the Sicilians. He's booming away. He is, I guess, the highest pick civ so far. I think in this game for anyone. Sicilians Aztecs should be interesting. Jaguar Warriors would be good against Sergeants, but I don't think Aztecs have a good answer to Halbert Cavaliers. I mean, especially if you do First Crusade for the conversion resistance. No heresy, but they can do Devotion, Faith, and First Crusade. I miss demos. I miss when there would be a demo. Killing the Vills under that tower. X is down here in the south for Somero. Looks like they want to pressure this. Could Somero go forward? He doesn't have a forward Vill, does he? Oh, he does. Yes, okay. Forward pressure. Looking for them. That's how I find stuff. I change colors on the minimap and see when it changes. Then I... Change shows the way. He could go triple Barracks Eagle, actually. He doesn't have to go Monk. You could just do a classic Aztec aggression like you'd kind of do on Arena. Because these walls will be open, OG Daddy will be fish booming. And there's the X from Somero as the Vills from Blue are in. They're doing more towers to keep this open. Now, if the Byzantines get a castle and do cataphracts, they would wreck Eagles. And there's a couple of Eagles so far. There's a workshop now from Somero. Workshop and a monastery, so they got one of everything. The Eagles, the workshop, and the monastery. So the Eagles, the siege, and the monks. Tower there. Deleted from CP, but Somero here. Immediately, OG Daddy walling himself off so the Eagles can't flood into the pocket. FedEx helping out with some stone walls too. So FedEx in a lot of trouble, but he will take down this dock. So FedEx is on Somero's pawn. Somero is in FedEx's base. I think Somero might end up doing more damage here as, wait a minute. CP, oh, FedEx wanted to wall Vills, but too late. He's stonewalled off. He's stonewalled off. He can't get out. If the Vills get over there, FedEx has a gate. Well, okay, the Vills need to go through the gate and then wall here. That would be sick. So, okay, Uzi now. So there's stuff happening everywhere on this game. This passage was never walled from Uzi. So it looks like it's just Champies and Light Cav now from Cospa and Chrissyboo. We'll have a forward workshop there from Chrissyboo. That is in the middle of Uzi's base. Slam is still booming. He's still just booming as the Sicilian. Sam's like, what are all 7 of the other players doing? Are they playing Arabia? I'm here just booming. Well, he's trying to go nice. He's trying to go nice. Now he's helping out. He's helping out. The berries are walled in. Berries are walled in from Cospa. Well, Cospa's gray. He's the best sneaking color. Best color for walling in the berries. It's going to start taking down the Light Cav. Maybe take down the Steppe Lancer. Ingadell's going for the TC. Power gonna be up for FedEx. And workshop down. Ingadell's keep on rolling forward. And the dock here will finally go down. But see how long it took the Hulks to destroy that? Well, I mean, FedEx feels like he's just dead here. And somehow Uzi has fewer Vills than FedEx. I don't think Uzi should be more dead, but I don't know. He and FedEx are still feudal. Both flanks of the other team are still feudal. But Slam has the best boom. OG Daddy he's booming away. The pockets have significantly more Vills for Team Slam than for Team Somero. So a bit of an asymmetrical game here. Slam can keep booming. And he just has to go a few knights here and there. He's stopping most of the aggression with his knights. A couple of monks, too. He wants relics anyway. He'll have a forward workshop somehow. This dock is still on the pond. Second dock from Cospa. He doesn't want some transport ship getting knights into his base. I have a stone gate from Uzi, ensuring that he's still walled into that passage. Slam will heal up his knights. Horse collar, even, from OG Daddy. Even with a pond, he's going to do horse collar. Try to supplement the pond with some more farms. Always nice to do that if you don't have the perfect build down for the fish boom, I think. I think it's much easier to go fish plus farm than it is to go pure fish. And thank you, I'm Simon, for the follow. Let's go for the watchtower. And now FedEx, he's going to run. Where is he going to run? Where? Where does he go? Okay, this isn't walled out. Oh, CP, no, wall this out, CP, wall this out. Oh, FedEx has enough scouts. He's going to make it through the gate. Oh, CP had a chance. He could have walled this out. He could have walled all the vills and stopped them from fleeing. FedEx now, the vills stopped because they were right-clicked on the other vill. They're just like, oh, we need a slight break, but now they're going again. They finished their task and they all stopped. They will go to the other side. OG Daddy's there. And you can maybe build a gate for FedEx, unless FedEx is going to run this way. At least that's walled by Uzi. So there is an X. Wait, the transport ship is there for Kasva, so Uzi will wall that off. Okay, Hulk's still attacking the dock. A couple of galleys for Kasva. So Chrissy Boo comes back with Steppies and Knights. He will want to come this way, but this is being walled from Uzi, so good job walling. And now this comes down to Slam and OG Daddy. Can they carry? We'll have Uzi up to the Castle Age. CP's up right now. FedEx is basically dead. He's down to 34 vills. Uzi finally ahead of FedEx in terms of Castle Age and vill timing. Overall, vills far ahead for Team Slam. Where does this team push when they get Imp? It's hard to push the right side because they have to go through FedEx's base, but they also kind of want to push that side to keep their fish safe, as Somero will go for a mangonel push to get with a ram to get to the lake. Lots of war galleys here for OG Daddy. Does he have a vill here? Not that I can see. But he will have a castle, and I still do like the idea of a couple of Byzantine cataphracts here before there are too many monks on the field. Is still the vill forward at the dock? No, but he has an archery range with a few archers in it. Unless I'm missing something from FedEx. Gotta do the color change thing. Nope, don't see anything forward. Knights clearing houses, clearing the barracks. Those come forward. They'll build the walls. It's a lot of walls going up for the vills. Mangonel from Slam keeps pressuring the house. As the Scorpion gets bolts through the crossbows but goes down. Scorpion defense for OG Daddy. As the pond is safe. The pond is safe. Somero's not gotten to the pond. Imp on the way. Imp for both pockets for Slam and OG Daddy. And they're going to need a good push as that forward range there from FedEx is cleared. Good push. Kasva has the wall. This pond now is a great defensive point for Kasva now that he has it back. Xing for more walls for Tsipki. He keeps coming forward. And if he keeps coming forward, that's going to make it harder for OG Daddy to push. Because now Somero's team, they have the map control, but they need to buy time. Buy time for their pockets to get their ecos rolling. Buy time for their flanks to get to the Castle Age. As we have 3 players up to Imp now on Slam's team. Uzi also up as the Moiska. Does Tsipki notice he needs to wall? He does notice. He gets the walls up. The Knight's not able to get in for Slam. And it will be cataphracts now for OG Daddy. Well, how does he deploy them? How does he actually take fights with them? I mean, against either the Inca or against the Aztecs, Cataphract should be insanely good. As FedEx's dock finally taken down. Why didn't they continue pressuring the pond? Because the Uzi was forwarded here. Uzi was forwarded there. Not kill. Or you mean down here? Why didn't they continue? That's a good question. We're gonna circle back to it now. Maybe they were more worried about keeping their mangonels alive or being attacked from behind. I don't know, but they finally can break through the wall at least. 8 war galleys. I don't know how that does against mangonels in the current balance. That wall will go down. Now that's half the... Only 22 fishing ships. It's not like it's 50. And 94 farmers. So we actually have a decent eco. Chemistry and chain barding armor. As the ram will go for the dock. As will the mangonels. Mangonels can go for the war galleys if they're bunched up. See if they can actually get the kill of the dock. Only one ram. And Onager cut. Onager cut there into Kaspa's base. He has a castle, but we'll get a forward castle from Slam. Slam's ready to jam. Slam is forward. The Cavaliers are running forward. He's going to go for some Halberg Cavaliers. Needs to research Halberg. But we'll get that Sicilian castle forward. That'll be speedy. And can't get to the... Oh, can he get to the pocket? That's a palisade gate. He can attack the palisade gate, but it'll be stone-walled, stone-gated by Chrissy Boo behind that. So Chrissy Boo, for the moment, will be safe. Caspa's in a lot of trouble, as Cavaliers will be running him over. He's got 58 vills, and he's about to have fewer than 58. You can do Kameyuks, but Kameyuks, they don't have that big of an attack bonus, only +8 against Cav. So they're a strong unit for stacking up, but they might still die to the Halbert Cavaliers. And there's Halbert. There's the attack upgrade. Slam already has the armors. And he's going to try to feast inside of Kaspa's base. So FedEx, what's FedEx doing? He's rebooming. He's got 40 vills. And he's going to need to get more TCs and reboom. His team will have to figure out how vociferously they want to sling him. And the Trebs are popping. They could go for the docks too. Go for the castle, a Treb for Slam. And the vills from Kaspa, he wants to figure out how he can run. And because Slam pulled back a bit to go for the houses, Kaspa is going to wall off a passageway so that he can make it through these gates safely and not let the Cavaliers into Chrissy Boo. So Kaspa, he's going to escape here with 23, 24 villagers. These vills still need to run. 16 vills make it then. Vills inside this castle need to run for a transport ship. They need to get on a transport ship. They can be safe in the pond, maybe? No, I guess the castle would destroy the transport. Yeah, that's not walled. And now Kaspa, he's down to 62 vills. FedEx is up to the castle age. He'll contribute soon. Uzi, 39 vills, but he's imp as the Moiska, so he can contribute trebs. And now Kaspa is dying. The monks are going to convert the fleeing Kameyuks so that they can turn and kill their own fleeing villagers. Somero trying to get there with pikemen. Pikemen don't know what they're going to do. There's a more of an onager cut through the walls that Kaspa had made. This is a full wall from Chrissy Boo's around the forest a bit. Jaguar warriors on their way over. Don't know how they do against the Halbert Cavaliers, but now we have OG Daddy coming forward for a castle. 4 Cavaliers pushing forward. Slam's team making a push. Slam's pockets here making a push, trying to give their flanks time to boom back into the game. Kaspa down to 48 vills. He's feeling pretty dead at this point. More vills just trying to run. The gate is open. The gate is open. The Cavaliers are in. The monks are converting. If they get Jaguar warriors converted, the Jaguar warriors will wreck the pikemen. The onagers there also can wreck the pikemen. And Somero has to pull back. Somero now has Tsipki up to Imp on the other side as the Mapuche. He's going to have to be the one to hold against the Byzantines as this push now is getting to the pond and maybe getting in range of more castles in the back. Now that is a forward castle from Slam, but he's the Sicilians. He's confident he'll finish the castle in time. In the south, not much. There's more of a bombard cannon push and lots of stone walling. There are some cataphracts and armies from both sides moving down to that area. These walls still holding for the most part. Bombard cannon coming out for OG Daddy. Castle here going up for Slam. Monks want conversions on the pikemen. Lots of monk micro now for Uzi. Conversions of the Kameyuks. Slam can keep doing trebs. Slam can keep doing trebs. It's a lot of elite cataphracts against elite keshiks. If the cataphracts are grouped up with Logistica, maybe they win that? I genuinely don't know. Usually they're kind of weak against other heavy cav. But they do have more attack than the keshiks do. and more armor, so maybe they just win against the Keshiks? Oh yeah, the HP is the same with Logistica. They'll slaughter the Keshiks. I thought Keshiks were stronger than that. I guess not. Well, more Pierce armor significantly, but Cataphracts will be amazing here. Yeah, he just needs to fight. He just needs to turn and fight. Sandwich. Oh, there's some scouts from FedEx coming to help. They'll pretend to be Cataphracts. Oh, the CP. Pikemen against Cataphracts. Alright, that's going to be amazing. Meanwhile, Slam's castle getting trebbed down. There are quite a few trebs from Chrissy Boo trying to hold this. Slam is docked the pond, trying to do medium warships. I want to see the Cataphracts attack those pikemen. The monk will go down. Cataphracts can kill Vils on that wood line. Somero's got 126 Vils. Not quite at the pop where you want to lose them. Aztecs maybe need fewer Vils than other civs. But also, what do Aztecs do against Cataphracts? Their only option is monks, and Byzantines can do heresy, faith, and devotion. Cataphracts, they're killing the pikemen. And it's just more barracks now for Halb for Tsipki, and we're gonna have Halb's attempted to slop the Cataphracts, which honestly is probably the best option, but oh, that doesn't feel good. Look at the Cataphracts go. Look at them go. And meanwhile, in the north, this push kind of stalled out a bit. The castle and the docks were taken down. So Chrissy Boo able to hold a bit better now that he's in his base. And maybe getting some monk support from Somero. We're going to need FedEx to get back into the game, I think, for Team Slam, as he is, compared to Kasva, much higher in Vils. And even we do have Uzi higher than Kasva. Especially with Uzi being Imp. Cavaliers now getting into Somero's base. Somero's down to 100 Vils. Cataphracts are raiding. And slowly but surely, Somero's being killed. Cataphracts try to kill these Vils. As the Vils try to wall, they will get a quick gate up. Or Cavaliers and Cataphracts need to go conversion those Vils. CP trying to hold. Mapuche, what do they do against Cataphracts? The Bola Striders save, right? Does that work against Cataphracts? I don't know. This gate's open. And there are just dots everywhere. A couple of castles in this middle area. As it feels like Slam's actually slightly getting pushed back. Might need a bit more from the other players on his team then to continue the push, as we've kind of stabilized, but at 5 bases to 3, I'm going to call it, in favor of Team Slam. Cataphract would probably die to Aztec Arbs? I mean, Aztec Arbs, they missed the final armor upgrade. You're not really feeling that... They missed Thumb Ring. You're not feeling that good about going Aztec Arbs, I don't think, on against Cataphracts. Byzantines can add skirms then, and yeah, it's a team game, but then maybe you have a teammate to deal with the Arbs. Go back to the resource panel. Slam floating a bit of food. No. Tatars are a civ that's weak to monks. No heresy, no faith. So if Uzi has good monk micro, that's going to help him a lot in these fights. And so far, so good with the monk micro. Now the Treb's a bit out of position for Chrissy Boo. He thought he could run forward with the cover of the elite Keshiks, but no, not enough against the monks. The Trebs are all taken down. That's maybe just getting a bit more momentum here. Cataphracts on the right. Big Cataphract fight. Cataphracts are going to win this. They're going to slaughter the Halbs. They'll win against the Keshiks. There's some pikemen from behind. Look at the Cataphracts go. Look at the Cataphracts go. Oh, that was an amazing fight from OG Daddy, who takes the score lead on his team. The substitute player, the highest score. Treb in the castle. That castle will go down. It was a pretty purple pocket Cataphracts this time. Oh, there's the sight to behold. So monks going down to the Cataphracts, pikemen going down too. And I'm going for the barracks. And there are the GGs, and Team Slam does it. Team Slam, carried by OG Daddy and the Cataphracts, the boom of Slam. They win 2-1 over Team Somero. And that puts us in, I think, a more interesting tiebreak situation. Because just as Phoenix was about to start playing, because we have lots of teams that are 2-2, 360 kills, a full circle for those Cataphracts for OG Daddy. 76,000 resources collected for Slam. Fastest imp time for Slam, just under 30 minutes. And Chrissy B with the most vills, but Tatar is not the best pocket sim for Rage Forest. So we'll leave that game and update this overlay as Slam will win that game. And wow, we just cast the 2 sets that took around 4 hours. So congrats to Team Slam, as I now have to go and look and figure out these standings, because we're going to have the rest of the sets tomorrow aside from one set on Monday. And has this been updated? It has been. So we will look at the standings as they currently stand. Snooze an ad. And open the standings. All right. So Group B is what we've been casting down here today. Sitaux and ACCM. We also have Barles Ganji and Jordan Lewis. Now, as far as the standings go, we now have 3 teams tied at 2-2. Somero, Sitaux, and Slam. Now, in terms of the tiebreaker in overall points, Somero has the most points, but I think it's just games won. He had a couple of 3-0 sweeps. So he looks to be pretty safe there in 3rd. But then we have Sitaux, who looks to have the Buchholz tiebreaker over Team Slam. Oh, so I think Team Slam is out there without having the set, or even with the set win. Maybe if they could have won 3-0 instead of 2-1, they might have had a shot at being 4th. But that leaves Ganji versus Lewis. One of those two will win. And if Lewis sweeps and gets 3 wins, that puts him up to 6 points, so he is then 4th. If Ganji, at the very least, gets 2 wins, he needs 2 wins, he just needs to win the set, then he gets 6, and he'll be 4th. So if Lewis wins 2-1, then neither of them, then they have 5 points each, and then I don't even know what the tiebreak would be with the Buchholz then. And Team Jordan sadly eliminated. Played at weird hours of the day for him, but thanks to him for at least sticking through with it. I do appreciate that a lot from Jordan. I know it's tough for him to schedule sometimes. Purple Byzantines is great to see. I enjoy Purple Byzantines. And if you enjoy Purple Byzantines, remember we do have a sub goal on Twitch. You're at 82 out of 100. We'll add another $100 to the prize pool when we hit 100 subs. So thank you all for the support. And hello, OG Daddy, GG, with the beautiful Cataphract play. Alright, so I need to go and eat. I'm going to head to the gym tonight. And I'll be back tomorrow. I believe these start at 16 GMT, unless there was a 15 GMT set. Let me just double check the Rage Forest Discord for the schedule. And yeah, 16 GMT again tomorrow. We will be back sometime tonight. I'll get timestamps on this video. As I have to sneeze. So thank you all very much for watching. We'll end on YouTube and raid someone on Twitch. So thank you so much. Hope you've been enjoying the Rage Forest, and I will see you all later.